All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome. My name is Resorty, and to you all, I say hello, friends. How's it going? Welcome back. Merry Christmas Eve here in Japan. That's my microphone. One moment. Uh, Merry Christmas Eve, wherever you are in the whole wide world. I'm sure it'll be Christmas real soon for you, wherever you are. Today we're wearing the red with red, which we never do, but I think it makes sense to do so given the holiday. And yeah, hope things are good for you. For sure, for sure. Hello to you, Lamp. Monster Joy. It's good seeing you, Monster Joy. Hello, friend. Dougster, hello. Savian, welcome in. How's it going to you, Sally Theodora, and Pepper, and Gelizar, and Heights, and everybody else, God Emperor Lido. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Cat, welcome, welcome, welcome. Friends, it's not a holiday here. We do not celebrate Christmas here. Tomorrow, packages will be delivered. Somewhat bizarrely. Feels weird to even say that, but it's true for sure. Hello, Noms. Good morning.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
You're good.
I just thought I'd hang out a little bit.
You want to hang out a little bit? That's fine. We see the little green screen blob, and there's part of a head, maybe? Is that a head? Is that the top of a head?
Yes.
Is that more? No, it's not anymore. Okay, anyway, that's enough of that game. Hello, Jim. How are we doing today?
There was some story I was going to tell, but I've now forgotten it, remember?
You did have a story to tell.
What was it?
I have no idea. No idea.
Well.
Yeah. It's amazing the degree to which we spend time off stream saying, "Oh, on stream we must say," and then we just don't. It always slips away, unfortunately. Jim, how's it going? Contraption, ho ho, homicide to you also. Oh, this is a strange playthrough we do on Christmas, isn't it? This started years and years and years and years ago. I actually don't know when we did this for the first time. Maybe like 2017, 2018, where we put aside all of our normal Rimworld playthrough styles, all of our normal choices about being moral and decent citizens of the Rim, and instead embrace the inner maniac that is deep inside Saint Nick. And I didn't know that. Did you know this? Did you know that he was truly a bloodthirsty murderer?
Last night I learned he might be a zombie.
Wait, last night you learned that Santa Claus may be a zombie.
Yeah. I opened up my app store on my little phone, and the top thing was something about Santa zombies.
Okay, so it was...
Some game about Santa zombies.
Oh, it was a game. I thought it was your beloved clickbait.
No. They were pushing some game about Santa zombies.
Okay.
You better sue them. They've taken your idea.
Well, I mean, I better sue someone, because I was told that one of the other major streamers, by which other major I mean so much bigger than we'll ever possibly be, has stolen the idea of Cannibal Santa's sleigh ride.
Oh.
Now, that said, obviously, independent co-arising, it's not the most clever idea of all times. It is something anyone come up with, but I got there first, darn it.
Yeah. You should have published it.
I should have published it. I should have published it in a journal. I should have said, I'm publishing this to establish my intellectual property. I don't know. More seriously, I know for a whole bunch of you back in the US and elsewhere in the world, it is incredibly cold right now. I saw on the news this morning that a whole bunch of Americans are without power right now. If you are, you probably can't see me, but if you're watching the VOD later, hi, I hope you're getting warm now. But sincerely, it is the case that I hope you're staying warm, because we spent a lot of years in a lot of very cold places, and when that wind gets blowing, those temperatures get dropping, it's just unpleasant. So hopefully it can warm you in your heart a little bit, at least, if not in your body, though we'll be over here doing some calisthenics for you.
Okay.
Yeah, there, okay.
Morning calisthenics.
We added more heat to the world. This should hopefully warm us all. We are the cause of global warming and entropy. Oh no. Heat death of the universe. Here we go. Hello, Dougser. You say, it's cool you guys are like, ooh, we must mention this on stream, but then we genuinely just end up chatting to you about random crap. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a rant. I think I had to rant about something, and now I can't remember what it is, and it's...
Yeah. Nom says a lot of rants. I want to say, fundamentally, you are a ranty person. It's true, right?
Yeah, but it's for comic effect.
Oh, it's all comedic. Right, I don't want to say like Noms actively walks around the house yelling at me about things. But no, Noms' preferred form of humor is rant.
Yeah.
Yeah, where mine is
bits.
like...
They're bits.
Yeah,
They're
bits. That's
bits.
the word, bits. Yeah, it's like It's like life is a stand-up comedy show.
Yeah.
And hey, have you heard the one about rage, rage, rage? Yeah, that's great. I, on the other hand, go in for humor of the wordplay variety, which will not surprise any of you, I don't expect. But there you go. Noms is Lewis Black. My father likes Lewis Black so much and has seen him in person a few times. If you don't know Lewis Black, he's an American comedian who, I don't know, just gets angry and yells. And like it's observational comedy, I guess.
Yeah.
But presented not like in the Jerry Seinfeld, hey, you see what happens on airplanes? But instead like, can you believe it? Can you understand? And it's so over the top, especially given the subject matter he is presenting. And it's so very, very funny.
Is that the part of the joke that he's like so worked up over like something fairly minute?
I mean, I think I would want to say it's part of the joke, except that it's like his constant stage persona.
Right.
He's always building to this kind of funny fury. And so I think it's the character that he's inhabiting, and the jokes happen around these kind of characterizations. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, I'm sure you'll remember your rant. They always come back soon, for sure. Hello to you, Camille. Good seeing you, my friend. Mr. Bleeze, thank you for the continuing subscription for 42 months. And hey, we have a joke about 42. Here we go. What's the answer to life, the universe, and everything? It's Dr. Rizzo's stream. That's very generous of you, please. Thank you for the continuing support.
Is that the name of that singer too? Rizzo? Is that
There's a singer named Lizzo.
Lizzo, yeah.
And Japanese people can't distinguish R's and L's.
Apparently I
so sure,
can't, yeah.
I could come around Japan and say like, hi, I'm Rizzo. And they'll say, oh, I thought she was a black woman. And I'll say, nope, I'm actually that singer. And oh, how they will mob me and take pictures, and that will be glorious. Bad Beat Bill, thank you much indeed for the subscription also. 20 months in Toto. Toto?
Rizzo is a Muppet. Yes, in Toto. That's
Toto.
Latin.
I meant to do in total, but then kind of stumbled off.
Yeah.
Bad Beat Bill, thank you for that kindness for sure. Rizzo is a Muppet. Which Muppet is Rizzo?
It's a rat.
Oh, that's right. Rizzo the rat. I don't want to...
You're brown like him.
I'm brown?
Like you're wearing a brown thing.
I am wearing a brown jacket. It's true. I mean,
it's kind of fuzzy, like a rat.
Yeah, that's right. It is the case that it's Rizzo the rat. I remember that now. That said, back in graduate school, because we had nothing better to do, a number of the graduate students spent a significant amount of time arguing about who the other people would be in the Muppet universe.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, we should have been like writing papers or discussing the good, and instead it was, what Muppet are you?
We knew you all were.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the case that my colleagues had a very, very strong opinion on which Muppet I am. And I have revealed this on stream before, like 6 years ago, so I doubt anyone's here who remembers. So what do you think? Which Muppet am I, were I a Muppet?
I'm looking at you.
Oh. Well, I don't think it's only about visuals. I think it's also about personality.
Oh, yeah, I think I know. I have one.
We got a Gonzo, we got a scientist, we got a Kermit D. Frog. That's right, the man's name is Kermit D. Frog, middle initial D. The scientist. All right, so these are a lot of Dr. Bunsen Honeydew.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like absolutely bald, right? And has his little assistant Beaker. Man, I want to be Beaker. Like Beaker has bad things happen.
Beaker would have been one of the ones.
What does that mean when one's life partner says, of all of these possible characters, many of whom are heroes, many of whom do valiant things or show brilliance, you're the one who runs away going, meep, 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 not even saying words.
At least I didn't say you're like Miss Piggy.
Yeah. I'm not diva-ish, at least. That's true. Maybe the Swedish chef. I want to say I have a certain amount
Also does not have words.
Well, he has words. He has Swedish. That's how Swedish people talk. Hello, Swedish viewers. I appreciate...
Borka.
Yeah, he goes, bork, 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 bork. Right? Something like that, right? Yeah, and so they decided that I was most like Fozzie Bear.
I have to agree with.
Fozzie Bear is what they said, given the incredibly lame humor, I believe. And then it's like the fundamental can't we all get along? That sort of thing there. And, I don't know. I worry deep down inside that might be true. Yeah, there you go. Fozzie the Bear is the one they insisted with his little hats and his
little bow tie, doesn't
little bow tie. I still need to buy a new bow tie. I have no bow ties still. I've been saying for months I need to get a new bow tie. I just haven't done it.
He's Fozzie Bear, right? Not Fozzie the Bear. His middle initial is not D.
I don't know. Is it Fozzie Bear or Fozzie the Bear? He's a kind bear. Thank you, Monster Joy. I'll take that. I'll take that to the bank.
Fozzie Bear.
Fozzie the Bear. Fozzie Bear. Yeah, maybe it's just Fozzie Bear.
Yeah, because Fozzie Bear is related to Sasha Bear.
Is it possible he's Fozzie Bear the Bear? In the same way that I'm Resorty the Human? I don't know. Rastalicious, good to see you, my friend. Hello to Cyber Oracle. Big J reports in Sweden, they call that character the Danish chef.
That's great.
That's amazing. I wonder why. I mean, I understand it's like to avoid people saying that's just not Swedish.
Yeah.
But I wonder, to Swedish people, is that what Danish sounds like? I don't know. I don't think it actually Swedish sounds like bork with bork, but Americans are monolingual, and so I have no idea what it sounds like. You could say something
like IKEA.
IKEA is a Swedish word. That is true. That is true.
I mean, all of their fine products.
Oh, that's true.
Some of which you are using.
That is true. We are an IKEA household here, but Swedish people make fun of how Danish people sound. Yeah. So I've heard from a lot of our European viewers throughout the years that people in every European country make fun of how the people in the next country oversound. I think the funniest version of this was some years back. We had a Dutch viewer and a German viewer teasing about how their languages sounded so similar and yet so different all at once. So I found that kind of delightful for sure. Is it because of a rivalry between Sweden and Denmark? I actually don't know. You actually don't know how that goes. But it is, it's striking how, as an American, it's very easy to just say, all these countries are just Europe and they get along just fine. This is just false.
It's like Africa.
Yeah, man. The number of times my students want to make some subtle point about global inequality or about basically anything on the world stage, and I'll say, do you have an example in mind? And they'll say, Africa, with this tremendous gesture of Africa. And I'm like, I'm gonna need you to help there. That big gesture is probably kind of imperialistic. Let's not make wild claims, but yeah, it's how Americans often work, is huge swaths all the way through.
I am curious about why Jim Henson chose Sweden for the Swedish chef. Why isn't it the Canadian chef?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Canada
Part of Canada does speak English, doesn't quite make sense. Yeah, maybe it's just this. To Americans, the idea of Sweden is funny. I don't know, but yeah, we should read Jim Henson's autobiography. Did he write one? I don't know, but I'm sure we can find somewhere deep in the annals and archives of Muppet history. He must have written a letter saying, "I shall call him the Swedish chef, and here is why."
Yeah. Why not the French chef? Because the French are the ones that are cuisine.
Yeah, because I wonder if they did the French chef. They might have to immediately go into Julia Child.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's how it goes. Sally says that at your pharmacy, your cat's required to have cat as a middle name. I love that. Definitely at our what's it called, veterinarian here, the cats have to have one of our last names. And I think stereotypically or historically, we've said that the cats are mine in some sense because I brought them to the relationship. Mm-hmm. And yes, we do both share these things, and we're both responsible for the cats, etc., etc. Just this morning, Noms bought some more cat food. Thanks for doing that.
I have not bought it yet.
Just this morning, Noms put some more cat food into the Amazon buckets. Thanks for doing that. But yeah, when we went to the veterinarian, because I don't speak the Japanese, they gave both of the cats, at least the one cat, I guess, Noms' last name. So just like that, in a moment of tremendous bureaucratic violence, my cats were ripped from my family and put into yours. At various point,
remember, I am head of household.
That is true. You are head of household here, and I am a mere dependent. So at any moment you can say, you gotta leave the country, resorty. And then I pack up my little computer here and go sit in a box somewhere.
Well, I think it's interesting that they make you declare a head of household.
Yeah. They have like obviously a very patriarchal structure still in place here. And I think for most families, it's just the man of the house is the head of household. But here for reasons of work permits and visas and knowing how to speak Japanese, Noms is the head of householder, and I'm little resorty. Please don't look too hard at me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, fine. That's how it goes. I'm beta. All right, look here, you. I don't know. Yesterday we were talking about tofu in chat a little bit. We were having a little conversation about food at the start of stream, and about protein, how I get my protein from tofu. It was maybe 2 days ago. And some viewer was typing like, don't you know tofu and soybeans are so bad to you? They didn't call me a soy boy, but it got real close. And so I moved away from the conversation. I was like, I don't want to defend my dietary choices to some anonymous person. But I've definitely been called worse in chat before than a beta, but sure, I'm just resorty. I'm an omega. I'm the omega man. Oh.
That is your blood type.
That is my blood type. You're telling me people my blood type?
In case you fall over and they have to call the hospital,
yeah,
it would be useful.
Wait, how would that even work? So I've heard some like heroic stories about like streamers having distress on stream, and then a mod or a viewer who's been around for a long time who knows the person has found ways to like call the police or call emergency services in the area and help the person, despite not knowing exactly where they live. You all know I live in Tokyo. If I collapse here, if down goes resorty, what's going to happen? Let's not think of that eventuality. Surely I will not collapse on stream. Maybe I should give Pepper my home address and a way to contact the local police department. It was much easier for people to find me when we lived in a tiny town, wasn't it? Oh well. That's how it goes. When my feet stick out the window. It is a very small room, a very, very small room, but yeah, who knows?
Oh, there's a donut shop nearby.
There is a donut shop nearby. Yeah, I've described a few things nearby so far, but yeah. Yeah, it's a big city. What else did I have for y'all? There's something else that came to mind. Oh yeah, there's a discussion in chat now about how do blood signs work here. Not blood signs, blood types work here. I think in the US, blood types are just like a fact about the person, like a color of eye. And we don't really read too much into it at all, right? At all. And here that's not the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you like to explain that in some detail, or should I blather on?
I can explain it, I suppose. I don't know how many people still have this thought, but I grew up with it from my mom, where your blood type is also your personality. So if somebody, like, if somebody is a particular type of person, and then you find out that they're a particular blood type, then you go, oh, yes, of course.
Yeah, so these are A, B, and O?
Yes.
Okay, so what kind of person is the A blood type person?
Like me.
Like you. Would you say?
I don't know. Does their homework. Uptight.
Yeah. Ambitious in some ways.
A is for ambitious.
A is for ambitious. I mean, in the US, there's the type A thing.
Yeah, it is. It's basically a type A person.
Yeah, I don't really know the origin of the so-called type A, type B personalities. I'm sure it's some like pop psychologists from the 70s, but yeah. So the first thing is like really ambitious. The B type are.
The B type are like, I think it's not a good type in Japan.
Not a good type.
I think they tend to be disorganized. Like they are characterized as disorganized or lazy. Something like that. Yeah. So where A type is the go-getters, the B types are morally deficient people, which is insane to me. As an American, it's insane because, of course, there are tons and tons of people who have lots of different blood types who. I wonder if it's not common in Japan.
Yeah. I don't know how blood type works, honestly. I'm sure there's like some moment in the. Wait, is blood type genetic? Like, is it passed down?
So?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure many of you biologists are now like typing in chat, and I appreciate that, but yeah. Huh. I don't know where blood type comes from. It's always amazing when I'm like talking about something and there's some like relatively basic part of life or the world that I know nothing about. And I realize like were I not here, I'd pull it up and research it. But here I just say, hello chat, tell me how this works, please.
I feel like I learned this in biology class in 10th grade, but now I don't remember.
It is genetic. Thank you, Sally. I appreciate that. You're type B blood, but A personality. All right, Oriana. You should probably be retyped then. They probably got your blood type wrong. Yeah, and so there's the AB type. AB type is...
I don't know what AB is.
You don't know AB. Okay, how about O?
O is kind of like well regarded. It's like B, but like nice. Like creative, different, but nice. Not like, oh, lazy person.
Okay, so the O is the person who is disorganized and perhaps lazy, but is well regarded anyway.
Yeah, I think they just tend to be kind of out of the box people.
Friends, I give you resorty. That's fine. That's fine. Hey, K-Robot, thank you for the resub. That's a whole bunch of months and a whole bunch of appreciation, and thank you for being a friend. I'm glad you're enjoying hanging out. Here's Noms, the blob of Noms. There she is. Oh, a little more? A little more? Oh, it's skin! We got skin!
So,
be careful or you get banned.
So when I grew up with this, I thought it was just my mother that believed this. But then I saw it in a book that was talking about blood that was not a Japanese book.
Oh.
It was written by either a British person or an American.
Okay, so this book said, like, we here in the West believe da-da-da, but those Japanese...
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah, absolutely. Hey, Anonymous Gifter, thank you for gifting a sub to our friend Silly Pseudonym. Silly Pseudonym, enjoy the emotes and such. I'm glad you're here, sincerely. Been part of the community a long, long time. And Anonymous, I appreciate it, for sure. Yeah, there have been a number of things, I think, since we've come here where you said, oh, I thought it was only my mother who was weird in this way.
Yeah.
I thought it was only my mother who believed that or did that. And then you realize it's actually super common in Japanese culture to do so.
Yeah, like hanging up laundry in the bathroom.
Hanging up laundry in the bathroom, yeah. It is a weird thing. The bathrooms here are like segregated showers and bathtubs, and the room is totally closable and totally waterproof, and it has a little fan, heater combination thing.
Yeah. It has fancy fan,
It has
right?
fancy
like,
fan.
In the States, you have like the exhaust fan.
Yeah, which provides primarily just like sound to cover the business of the bathroom.
Oh, I was thinking it provides exhaust for the steam that's...
Oh, is that true?
Shower.
Okay, so we can now tell where our priorities are. Fine. Here, though, the big bathroom fan really does a tremendous number of things, drying and cooling and heating, and yeah, it's crazy.
Many settings.
So because of that, yeah, many settings, all written in Japanese, so I have to use my phone's translator when I want to turn it on. It's a bit of a problem.
Or off.
Or off. Yeah, when you turn it on, you push it once. When you turn it off, you hold it down. It's very confusing to me.
Yeah, but you have seen that you do now recognize the character for stop or off.
Yes.
It's everywhere.
I was definitely overplaying. I can do some things without translating, but not a lot. Hello, Super Monkey Apples. It's been a while. Good to see you. Friends, I promise we will soon be playing the video games. For right now, though, just blathering for sure. What was I going to say? There's someone I'll respond to. Always recessive. In that case...
That's right. That's why there's so few O's, right?
Yeah, because it gets beaten out in the genetic race. It's rude. Please, I think you're right that O is Hufflepuff. O is...
Sorry.
It's fine. Would you like to talk about your topic instead?
No, no, I just think it's funny that O is Hufflepuff.
Oh, do you? Oh, okay, I thought you were responding to
That's what I
Peppers.
was laughing about.
Yeah, I think if you're right that O is Hufflepuff, I've definitely done the, like... which Harry Potter house are you? And I became a Hufflepuff, and now I'm thinking that's very funny because the Hufflepuffs are... Muffins, right. Muffin people who mean well and seem sweet, but are
integral to the formation of a community.
Yeah. So... I've said on stream before, I wanted to be a Ravenclaw so badly. I think since I've been very young, all I've wanted to be a big smart guy and instead I ended up being a big nice guy, which is fine, which is fine. But man, when I think about the heroics of the Harry Potter universe, it's all the Gryffindors and the Ravenclaws, and then Hufflepuffs are nice too.
Are Ravenclaws heroic in Harry?
I mean, they're big smarties. Yeah. I think intelligence covers over all sins.
Because I thought they were kind of sneaky.
Yeah. I honestly don't know.
Asocial.
So honestly, I know almost nothing about this series. As I discuss it, I just remember that like it's not terribly au courant to be discussing it positively. But
indeed.
But sure enough, I would like to be intelligent, which is why when I do BuzzFeed quizzes, I game them. I say, this is the answer I should be choosing, as opposed to the answer that's true.
I did that in my career selection survey in 10th grade.
Yeah. Did you all have to do these also? Like, for me, it was in middle school for noms in 10th.
It tells you something about Nebraska schooling.
For me, it was middle school. For noms, it was in high school.
Career ed.
In career ed. We didn't have a career ed class at mine. It was just like kind of a activity we did in one class one day. We had to fill out this giant battery, they called it, I guess. Battery of questions on what kind of person are you and what's important to you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And at the end, it like spat out a whole, like, I guess, personality analysis. And then like, here are the jobs that you should be doing in our society. Mm-hmm. And so you were deceptive on yours. How is that?
Noms knew that Noms wanted to be a professor of literature. So Noms put all the answers so that Noms could be a professor.
Yeah. So Noms grew up in an academic family, and from a very young age you said, I want to be a professor, and so you gave the answers that you do for that. Now, with that said, how many of them did you know you were intentionally misstating on?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know that it's misstating.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't recall it particular. Wanted a particular outcome.
Yeah, I did also. 2 years got bodyguard. That's amazing. Amazing that bodyguard is an actual profession on this thing. So
I thought they were talking about the movie. Like, oh, I just got the DVD for that movie, The Bodyguard. With Whitney Houston.
It's not that I should be a bodyguard. It's that my job is watching the movie Bodyguard over and over again. I love it. So I had smaller ambitions than Noms. When Noms was young, she wanted to be a professor. I also took this battery, this personality test, and knew what I wanted to be. And so I knew that I wanted to be a baseball catcher. Now,
I don't know that that's a smaller ambition. There's only so many baseball catchers.
I'm aware. However, it seemed like a reasonable goal at the time to be a baseball catcher. And so I answered all of these questions based on the role that the baseball catcher, this is the person who receives the ball from the pitcher and protects home plate, would answer, which is, of course, definitely not like anything they will actually recommend. You cannot fill out this form and have it say, I think you should be a baseball pitcher, or a catcher rather. And so I filled it all out, and I got a police officer, which actually is in line with things I wanted to be when I was younger. Insert social political conversation here. But yeah, I mean, I think it goes in a similar direction that it is important to me the kind of work I do develops and helps people and protects in some way.
Of course, the catcher is the one who controls the team. I think you have the secret, like, alpha gene somewhere in here where you're like, I actually like to control things, but I don't like to look like I'm controlling.
Well, I think what I want to say is, as you'll expect, I'll say, like, the whole alpha, beta kind of framework a lot of people like is so reductive, right? Yeah. It's so reductive. And definitely, like, the initial wolf studies that said, like, look, they're alpha animals and they're beta animals, was based on, like, one particular wolf pack acting in one particular way. And the guy who wrote the study has since spent a lot of his life trying to fight back against how it's been used, saying, no, it's not a huge understanding. No, it's not to be applied to humans, certainly. Anyway, what I want to say, though, is I think it's the case that pretty much everyone has certain moments in which they stand up a little bit more, say what they believe in, and other moments where they're willing to sit by the side and let someone else take control. So if one has to use the alpha and beta kind of descriptions, it's probably contextual. So in the classroom, sure, I'm a bit of an alpha, right? And even as a student, I was a bit of an alpha because man is important to me. I was seen as intelligent, right? And yeah, definitely like out in social situations, it's less important to me to be in control of things.
I don't know if that's true. You're not in control of it, but you are quite the conversationalist at dinner.
Yeah. I mean, who would go to a dinner and sit there and stare at their food and refuse to talk to people because you dislike him and he shouldn't have lied to us?
And refuse to eat their nachos until everyone else's food has come, and then your cheese is all like hard like plastic.
So this is something about Japan I haven't gotten used to yet. It's one way in which Japan is significantly less great than the U.S., and that is this. In the US, food comes out all at once. So if a table of like 6 people or even 2 people order meals, the meals will arrive simultaneously. In Japan, it arrives when it's done.
Well, I don't know to what extent that was also a function of that place.
I think it's happened at 4 or 5 places for us now. So this may differ based on the restaurant you're at, but definitely at this one, which is a smaller locale, the food came out as it was done. And so they put mine out like at least 5 minutes before anybody else's came out.
Far more than.
It was more than 5 minutes?
Oh, it was a long time.
It was a long time. It was a long time. And so people said the standard thing of, oh, Risorti, go ahead, start eating. It's fine, it's fine. But some part of me deep inside says, no, it's not. You wait until other people have their food. Otherwise, they'll be watching you shovel food into your mouth, and it'll all be very awkward. And so, yeah, I end up sitting there until the other food comes out. And I think it's the case the next person, food who came out, also got the no, go ahead. And they did. And so
they did, yeah.
I continued sitting there, letting my little nachos get cold while waiting for other people to get their food, while the other person across the way just got shoveling. And I don't know. I shouldn't worry about it so much, of course. Not a big deal. But I think I was raised. I think I was fundamentally raised to be a person who waits for others. It's inconsiderate not to do so.
I think the way I think about it is in terms of ending time. So if I get mine earlier and people tell me, oh, no, go ahead, I just might because I'm a slow eater.
Yeah, you're a very slow eater.
I have seen slower than I am. Me, it is me.
I and me, that's hard sometimes.
It's me. I have seen someone slower than
me. Slower than I. Slower than oneself. Oh boy. Aren't you a grammarian?
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused there.
Rough. Yeah, I think that's something that I initially stressed about quite a bit. When Noms and I started going out regularly, when Noms and I started spending time together substantially, we'd often get dinner. And where Noms eats very, very slowly, I don't want to say I'm the shoveler, but I do eat more speedily than the average bear.
The average Fozzie bear.
The average Fozzie bear, that's right. Good job bringing the jokes together. And yeah, it's kind of crazy that initially I was so scared of making you feel bad about not being done with your food. Then on our first few meals out together, I ate so slowly.
But your mouth is twice as high as mine too.
My mouth is huge. I can pack a lot in there all at once. That's what I do. I just load in more and more food, holding it open as wide as I can and piling the chips in and then all at once. So yeah, initially it was definitely the only speed at which I was eating was so I didn't overtake you too quickly. And then more recently, I just go ahead and eat the food and then we sit and talk. And I guess I should probably ask this off stream, but since we're on stream, how do you feel when I finish my food well before when you do?
I don't notice.
You don't notice. All right, very good. Fine.
Remember when we played Chubby Bunny?
Do you remember when we played Chubby Bunny? Yeah. If you don't know Chubby Bunny, it's a terrible, terrible kids camp game that has definitely killed people. Yeah, I would say terrible. Almost certainly. And the way Chubby Bunny is played is you take a marshmallow, you put it in your mouth, and you then say the words Chubby Bunny. You then take a second marshmallow and you put it in your mouth and you say Chubby Bunny, hoping that the marshmallows do not come firing out of your mouth. And this continues on and on and on as you pack more and more marshmallows into your mouth. It gets very silly after a time because your mouth is like, loaded up with
And you're not allowed to swallow them.
Yeah, can't swallow them either. It just piles in there. Hey, Double Knot, thank you so much for the continuing subscription. I appreciate it. It's good seeing you. I'm glad you're here for some Rimworld. So yeah, one time, as a silly afternoon thing, we decided to play Chubby Bunny.
No, you asked me if I had played a Chubby Bunny. I believe you are the one who introduced Chubby Bunny.
Is this inconsistent with what I just said?
We decided to play, well, yes.
Yeah, we decided to play it. So I put it forward as a, have you heard this? Wouldn't it be fun too? And you said, sure, let's do it.
Okay.
And so we went and bought a giant bag of marshmallows.
Uh-huh.
And how'd that go? I don't actually remember exactly.
I was not very good at it.
Right? You weren't very good at it because...
I have a small mouth.
Little
That's
mouth.
what my orthodontist has told me.
Big mouth.
When I was a little kid.
Your orthodontist told you have a small mouth?
Yeah, orthodontist and dentist told me I have a small mouth.
Were they complaining about how difficult it was to work inside?
They don't complain, but no, they were saying there's just not much room in there.
Yeah. I've never had a dentist say like, oh, quite roomy in here, lots of space for activities. But I can see how it'd be very annoying if you were told that your mouth was especially small.
Or I could see how it would be really annoying if you're a dentist and you had to work on a very small mouth.
Yeah. I mean, I guess some dentists are pediatric specialists, so they work with smaller mouths all the time.
Should I go to one of those?
Yeah, maybe as an adult now, you should go to a child's dentist, and they'll say, oh, this is huge compared to what I'm used to. Hey, Gamer, it's good seeing you, my friend. Cyberoracle also has small mouths. Don't worry, you're not alone.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Chubby Bunny game, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think at the end of it, you may have spat out some of your marshmallows.
Probably.
Yeah, wasting that precious
Maybe
food.
I ate it.
Off of the floor?
I don't think I had it off the floor. That seems most...
I think you went into the trash can, honestly.
Oh, okay.
And I can't imagine you picking food out of the trash can and eating it, but I mean, who knows?
No, the other day I did pick up a nacho chip off the floor and
You
ate
did.
it.
Yeah, we'd gone to a taco and nacho place, or not taco and guacamole place, and they gave us like these really expensive chips. The whole thing was too expensive, frankly. But we had this bowl of chips and guacamole, and now picked up a chip and dropped it on the floor accidentally. Now this is standard me behavior. Almost always I'm the one who is clumsy and drops things. It's quite a surprise. And so Nam's like very discreetly picked it up and put it on the counter because it was a restaurant where we were standing just in front of the chef. It was a long counter, long bar, and behind it the chef making things for us. And am I right in saying that you didn't want the chef to see you eating off the floor?
Oh, certainly.
Yes, but then the chef's back turned.
Uh-huh.
And
Plop.
plop, right in the mouth.
They were good. They were really tasty. I picked it up off the floor because I didn't want to step on it.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't want to create tortilla detritus.
Yeah.
On this floor.
It was a nice place, and I think had he seen you step on that chip, he'd feel offended on behalf of the food, and enraged that you would defile his restaurant in that way.
I mean, it was a nice place, but you make it sound like it was super fancy.
Oh, yeah, right. I mean,
it's like nice, hip, nice.
It was super hipster.
Yeah.
The napkins they used were Bounty brand. Is that right?
No, it's not. I don't think.
Oh,
there's blue shop towels.
It's the Big Man brand.
With the hefty.
Hefty Man. He was not hefty. He's burly.
No.
Yeah. He's burly, like a lumberjack or something. Whatever that brand is. It was not just like standard paper towels. It was instead shop rags.
Yeah.
These like
blue shop towels.
Yeah. Brawny brand. Thank you. Brawny is the word for that man.
Is brawny.
Brawny. Yeah. You have to like this. Brawny.
Well, my arms are inside.
Your arms are inside. You're staying warm.
Yeah.
Brawny. I'll do it for you also. Yeah, but he had those kind of things, and to the best of my knowledge, those are imported. They don't make those here because all of the packaging was in English. And
unless they were at Costco.
Unless they were at Costco. We're not going to Costco. No, there's Japanese Costco, and I've been told it's a absolute mecca for expatriates and immigrants and so on, but I don't want to deal with that. I was just saying yesterday that one of my happiest elements of being in Japan is that in the days and weeks before Christmas, we do not have to go to super crazy crowded department stores. Here, not a holiday, Nobody buys things, and so it's just one more place to be.
We did go to Roppongi Hills Christmas market.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that when it happened.
Yeah.
We went to this big Christmas market. There were crazy lines. We did not stand in those crazy lines, and I got kind of freaked out because there were too many people, and we came back home. The end. What a lovely Christmas story. But yeah, definitely when we were living back in Nebraska, in the days and weeks before the holidays, we would go to the big Costco, and it would just be insane of people. And I would be responsible for pushing the cart.
The very large cart.
The
size of this room.
The very large cart, that often did not navigate super well, at like a rusty wheel or whatever. And Noms would hop on along, happily looking for all the food, like, oh, it's some cookies. Oh, it's a butterball turkey, whatever. And I would be like, oh gosh, don't run into people. Oh dear, here I go.
Well, you do that here too.
Well, I do it here also. No cart, just my body, because I'm very large and don't want to knock over old Japanese women. It's true. But yeah. I think I want to say within the past 5 years, those Costco visits are probably my top 20 most stressful experiences.
Yeah, if I recall too, what we used to do, part of the reason we went there, buying for charity.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. We contributed to a local food pantry there, and so we like to buy 20 boxes of mac and cheese or 10 boxes of Campbell's soup or whatever else. And so instead of going and buying individual ones, lots of it. No, that's nice. I'm glad we did that. Look at us talking about charity on stream. That makes it not charity anymore. But yeah, it was still incredibly stressful to go there. All right. Do we have any more stories, or it's been about an hour now?
Yeah, I don't remember what my rant.
No rant. I'm sure your rant will come to mind.
Yeah, there was something yesterday.
Yep. Should we play some video games? Is it time for us to pivot? Have we sufficiently exhausted the words?
Yeah, it's time for me to go order my monitor.
Okay. Enjoy ordering your monitor. On yesterday's stream, you'll recall that Noms discussed at great length the question of should she, it was 2 days ago, buy a new monitor, and she went back and forth and decided to go ahead and do so. You'll recall that initially she wanted a television, and I said maybe for a monitor, and she's getting a monitor.
Because I can stand closer.
Okie dokie. Let's push this button right here and pull up ye old Rimworld. There we go. So what do we say? As I mentioned on the Discord, this morning occurred a Rizmas miracle. A Rizmas miracle is upon us. And that goes this way. We started a save file for our Cannibal Santa playthrough in 2019, 3 years ago, a very, very long time ago. And I somehow still have that same file. I think we have to say thank you to the Steam Cloud on this one. I'm not sure. And this morning, I went ahead and tried very hard to find mods which match the mods we used way back when. I couldn't find all of them, of course. The game has moved on from what was then 1.02, 1.01 to up to 1.4 now. And I'll tell you, I'll spoil the surprise. Somehow the save file still works. So after a multi-year hiatus, we are returning to the same Cannibal Santa playthrough that was functioning all those years ago. I will never again say to anyone on stream, I'm not sure if the game is backward compatible. I'm not sure if your save files will work from one expansion to the next. Apparently that's a thing of the past, and this game has absolutely infinite replayability and backwards compatibility and so on. Naro, it is true. If it hadn't worked, I was looking forward to downgrading my Rimworld from 1.4 back to 1.0 whatever. But since it works on 1.4, we're playing it on 1.4. Now that said, as we load it up, we're going to have to make some very small modifications to the playthrough, because one of the key items in the playthrough does not work anymore, and so we'll need to replace it with a new version that will work better. So here you go, team. The Democratic People's Republic of Santa. A save file started in 2019. We bring it forward and see what happens. You hope it doesn't crash at some later points. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. If it crashes, I'll be very, very sad. I actually didn't even unpause. I loaded it and said, cool, and then unpaused, and that's that. So here we are at the North Pole, I believe. Let's pull up the world map and see. And yeah, I don't remember much about the last time we played this. I think it's the case that we really did just choose the North Pole. Yeah. We really just chose the North Pole there. We really just went ahead and started a base. Why are these here? Okay, when I say we started a base, it looks like we've had other bases as well. Is that because we sent our other characters out maybe to hunt animals? Yeah, I'm actually not sure why those exist, but I know that like one of the standard issues in North Pole playthroughs is the lack of metal or building materials at all, and then also a lack of food. Now, I am 95% sure that when we started this playthrough, it wasn't just Santa. I am relatively sure he had 2 or 3 elves. Now, I don't see any elves. However, I do see some piles of delicious, delicious elf meat. So, I think Cannibal Santa's been having a good time, and the little elves been having a pretty bad time. All right, so what do we have here? You remember the green elf hats? Yes, that's the thing we have to fix. So the years ago, we had a viewer named Tinkerer, and Tinkerer still comes around from time to time. But Tinkerer made a mod that put Christmas hats into the game, which was such a cool thing. That mod stopped working once the game went to the 1.2, I think, maybe 1.1, and Tinkerer never had a chance to fix it or update it. So I sent Tinkerer a private message and said, hey, I absolutely love this mod. Would you have a chance to update it? And he said, no, I can't do it. I don't have time for it. I'm not quite sure how to do it, I think. And so I asked past that, are you willing, if I can find someone else to update it, to let them update it? And Tinkerer said, sure. So I went to the Rimworld subreddit on the little resorty account and said, I have this problem. I'm a streamer who does not know how programming works. And the key point of the playthrough is Santa Claus hats. Can you help me update this mod? And various people responded and said, sure, I'll try. Sure, I'll try. And one person pulled it up. And that was amazing. And so it is now updated. And I sent a message of appreciation to the person, but it's a really cool thing that people in the community just pop on in and help out with the updates. So we can go ahead and actually add back into the game some post 1.2 Santa hats. The Santa Claus no hat, that's terrible. Pepper, thank you for the good catches. Gotta say the trolls are out in force today. Are the kids all off of school and so being weird in the Rimworld directory? I do not know. We need to go to the dev mode to do this. That's in, where is dev mode thing? Where's big cheater button? Here it is. Dev mode, big cheater. Where are the elves? Inside of Santa's tummy. We could spawn some new elves. We'll see what's happening though. So like I said, I'd like to give Santa at least a hat so that he looks more like Santa and not just some crazy person with white hair. So can't remember how to do that. I think it's spawn apparel. Yes. And then, what is it called? Here we go. So Santa hat. Boop. Boop. Awful quality. Not for old Saint Nick. Poor legendary. However, it is a brown ruffle. I want to find one that is at least decent quality with white. Alright, I think this good one will be just fine. That master ruffle is very nice also. Now, Normally speaking, I would say let's not increase the base's wealth too much, but I think we're fine here. So we'll see. So we're going to go and delete the other ones, which is destroy, I believe. Yeah, target, destroy. If you've never messed around in the dev mode, it is so much fun to give you exactly what you want, to create exactly the game mode or the base, because you can build things for free with no resources at all, and that's super neat. Though I think some players, once they realize dev mode's there, start abusing it and say like, oh no, I'm gonna run out of food, let's just spawn some food. And while that can be fine and fun, if you enjoy playing that way, awesome. I've heard from so many viewers that they have to turn off dev mode because they will abuse it and they won't have fun, knowing that there's no real danger of losing the playthrough. So we're going to turn that back off again. Great, great. And Santa will, whoops, left one extra one. I'll go and destroy that one. I'll feel weird if I don't. So, one thing to say, and I actually wish I had a better version of this story, is this base did not exist when we started. Like, this is an actual, legitimately created base in the game. I think we started maybe with just standard crash-landed things, and somehow we've managed to survive despite it being negative 46 degrees outside. And that's pretty darn cool. It's quite cool at negative 46. All right, Santa, put on that hat. And what do we know about Santa here? Santa and Legolas chatted about eating onions. Where's Legolas? Where's Legolas, Santa? Where's Legolas? All right, we had a quest available called the Royal Ascent. The last time we played this game, the DLCs did not exist, and so clearly it's the case that we're gonna get a bunch of pop-ups of various DLC activities happening. No more question about Legolas. Also, I'm delighted that we named an elf Legolas in this game. So unfortunately, no, we don't have any remaining elves, nor do we have knowledge about them except for these conversations. Also, I didn't give Santa a particular ideologian. I kind of regret that. So maybe for next year, I'll take the time to fix this. Okay, what weapon does Santa have? We gave Santa a poor quality assault rifle, and from the things that are here, we did not make that for him, so we must have started Santa with an assault rifle, though it is pretty low quality. Santa's a pretty good shooter. He is a psychopath cannibal who should not break anytime soon. He does not believe in sociality, he just believes in ho-ho-ho homicide, and he is not able to research. So at some point, presumably, one of the elves did some research. Yeah, so we're currently researching mortars. We do have gunsmithing research. Now, is Santa a good crafter? Actually, not half bad. His little workshop full of toys and fun was probably previously set up for crafting, but not anymore. Santa without a beard. Yeah, so I actually don't know where Santa's beard went. If I build a styling station, I can change his beard. I'm guessing from the time we last played this to the time we're playing it now, something changed in the code that caused Santa to lose his facial features, but I'm not sure. All right, so what do we actually have here? We do have food, and we have a food zone here intentionally, which is nice and cold. It's even colder outside, of course, but we have this area here to function as our freezer at negative 23 inside. It should be just fine. And I never named that stockpile zone, so we'll call it the Elf Shelf. Don't ask why, but there you go. This is his younger days before he had the beard and reforms himself. That's good. Maybe Santa is a young man just trying to figure out his way in the world, and so we got ourselves some dead elves. We have also some basins up here. They're not planted right now. We have potatoes also. So there's nothing here that would have grown potatoes so far. I wonder if we had a drop pod event that happened that would give us some potatoes. If only I'd saved my bods from long ago. Alright, we're seeing we do have some traps. I do remember just now that I made this trap out of wood and then immediately regretted it because the hardest thing to get up here is more wood. Various poor quality clothes. We have outside. This area is called Please Give Cannibals Thanks. Oh, that's right. So I think in hopes of replacing the dead elves, we want to try to find new people to join us. But given the status of the base, the only people we could have on board either accept cannibalism, like they personally are cannibals, or they're psychopaths and will not care about Santa butchering bodies. This is gross. This is gross. Other than that, stockpile zones are not really named at all. And I have no idea what I was trying to do next. Arsani, yes, unfortunately the ideology is default. I didn't even think of the ideology until we pulled it up just now. So Santa has a little bedroom. There's not too much going on inside of there. Let's go ahead and look around the map real quick and see if there are any things left for us to explore and see. And I think the answer is unfortunately no. I'm almost certain if had there been anything, we would have already found it, but nope. Also, no wildlife. I think the last time we played this playthrough was before the wildlife button was added, and so we spent so much time just looking across the frozen tundra, attempting to find, not even tundra, the frozen sea ice, looking for anything at all that we could pick up and use. So for right now, there's just nothing. Santa is endlessly cooking. This is because I have the electric stove job set up to probably drop on the floor instead of taking to the best stockpile, which is actually the elf shelf there. And so Santa's just going to keep on cooking all the way through. King Ponto, good seeing you. How am I today? I'm doing really well. It's been a really fun day so far. Today's my last stream in a couple days. I'm definitely excited for Noms and I heading on to vacation pretty soon. And that's going to be just really fun, I think. Really good time. Okay, Santa is then organizing and heading to bed. Good. Yeah, also, some random troll came in a bit ago and said, "You look like Saul Goodman." I've never gotten that one before. I mean, I very much like Baba Odenkirk. I very much like the kind of humor he has in Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad are great shows. But no one has ever said I look like that person. So I don't think I do. Does he wear glasses? I don't think so. Unless they mean I look like the old version of Saul working at the Cinnabon in the mall in Nebraska somewhere, which I'm sure it's possible. All right. When I see a loose power conduit like this, that means only one thing, which is I've been being cheesy. This is something that in principle I'm opposed to, and I do not do it in my normal playthroughs, but you can reconnect your stoves or any other building to an unattached wire, and that functions as an on-off switch controlled not by your characters, but by the player instead. So, shame. Who's a bad resorty? It's you, resorty. And we keep that off as much as we can then, just to ensure that the batteries fill up throughout the night. And that is good. Same thing with sunlight here. As you see, the sunlight is plugged in over here. So it's never going to turn on, even if we wish it were. Let's do so. It's Santa's magic. That's right. I'm not cheating. It's magic. Ponto, you've been playing FM23 a lot recently. It's an amazing addiction. Yeah. I think next week we'll play one day of Football Manager, because I've had a bunch of people like, Resorty, play more. And truthfully, I want to play more also. Even though I know that Football Manager is not the most compelling of all possible video games, I have fun playing it, so I'm going to play it. Hey, Tinker, I was just talking about you. Tinker, weren't you the one that initially made the Santa and Elf hats in this game? And then I had someone else update the mod. I think it was you. So, Tinker, thank you for helping out with the Santa playthrough initially, and it's been really great to continue the excitement. It was you. Tinkerer, thank you for helping out with that initially. Maybe on Thursday? Yes, Daniel. My goal is to have Rimworld Friday, which is my Saturday, and FM Thursday, which is my Friday. That is the goal there. So the one challenge of a playthrough like this is that there's just not much for us to do a lot of times. Like, this is primarily a reactive playthrough where you have to wait for other people to do stuff, and then you deal with that. Now, it is the case that we could be doing research, but like I said, Santa can't do anything intellectual. I think the standard next move in this playthrough, which is the Frozen North playthrough in general, is to make a comms console so you're able to call in people to bring you more steel or other building materials. Now, also, on the world map, there are these things here. There is an incapacitated refugee. We could try to save that person. The only issue is how far away is it? It is 2.3 days away. So we'd have to leave the base, which say the North Pole, undefended for quite a while we do that. And when we get there, Santa will ho 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 fill his tummy. Down here's a peace talk also. We have no interest in that. Yeah, I think the one thing that might be worth doing, and I hesitate on this, we want to wait till non-winter to do it, is to go from the base to here, which is much closer by, because there will be some steel in the small mountains. And then we can then bring some of that back home. The only trouble is without any hauling animals and just one dude, we can't carry that much steel at a time. We have quite a bit of money and some limited steel. Do we have any friendly factions still? Sort of. We have one kind of neutral Outlander and one pure neutral tribe. And then the refugees, or the Imperium rather, but they are not part of this playthrough almost certainly. I believe every time a raid has come, we've had to make a decision of, do we need food or friends more? And so far, at least with the Confederacy here, we've chosen friends, just because I need someone to bring me more things. Ho ho ho! Santa is using the Civil Outlander Union. Anonymous Gifter, thanks for gifting us up the Tinkerer. I do appreciate that. Tinkerer, thanks again for your help in making some Santa hats. Okay, what else can we do? What else can we do that would benefit this base? Santa's going for a walk. For some reason, Santa's in a zone called Santa's Domain. And Santa's allowed to walk absolutely everywhere. Do I have some other zones set up possibly? Elf escapade, no war crimes. So, why do I have a zone called Elf escapade, no war crimes? And is it actually different from, oh, Pass Resorty, you delight me. Is it any different from Santa's Domain? It's not. It's not. I must have had some reason for it, but they're in fact identical zones. I have no idea. Hey, Pickle, thanks for the follow. It's good to have you here. How you doing? So we could go ahead and grow some rice just to make sure we have more food, but right now we're feeling really, really strong about the food. It's not a huge deal for the moment. Man, I wish Santa could research. I think it was a huge mistake for me to have a Santa who can't research and then to eat all the elves. I think what happened is we got absolutely desperate for food at some point, and so Santa killed the elves, and then just afterwards we had a drop pod of potatoes. And so I think I ended up feeling very, very bad that we'd killed an elf. Now, with that said, Santa does not feel regret. Santa feels only anger at the elves for not providing him what he needed fast enough. All of our batteries are totally full. Do we have the ability to make gun turrets? Those are here. No, unfortunately, we do not. That would, of course, really help us. As right now, Santa is stuck defending himself, and so, I don't know. We could disassemble these basins. Now, again, they exist solely so that we have food availability in the future, and yeah, I don't want to take anything apart. It's such a waste of materials. Hey, Iron Saint, good to see you. Iron Saint, thank you for that Prime sub. Happy holidays and happy Cannibal Santa Day. Yeah, so with no materials, there just is nothing to do. We're gonna go to top speed and just stay this way for a little while, see what else happens. I believe when last we played this playthrough, there wasn't a substantial amount of quests. The world map very much was like just go trade and hopefully don't get ambushed. But once spring comes, it is permanent winter. But once the spring part of winter comes, wait, the part where I said don't disassemble that, did I immediately push the disassemble button? Are the hotkeys so ingrained in me that when I say the word deconstruct, I push the deconstruct button? Oh, Santa, what have you done? All right, so we've managed to destroy the grow lamp, and that's not the plan here. That's definitely not the mood. Is that furniture? I think it is. Happily, we can rebuild it. We did waste 20 steel in doing so, but we do want that to come back. Hey, Therananthus, good seeing you. Hope you're enjoying your visit to the parents' house. Hopefully everything is great and good for you. But shame on Santa for wasting my materials. I think we have this bed here to function as a prisoner bed. Eventually, someone will come and do prisoner things. Let's just still stay at top speed. Now, I think it's the case that Santa will be just fine until we run out of food. However, the temperature from the main room to Santa's bedroom is substantially different. If we're not going to bother with growing food right now, we don't actually need the heater here. We could move to Santa's side of the base, rather. And that would help him stay a little bit warmer. So I am going to go ahead and do that. And then later, if food gets more dire, we'll start growing again. So we'll reinstall this just right there. And this is on also. It consumes a tremendous amount of power. But again, the batteries are totally full, so it's not really a hugely important task to do. Oh, Santa, what are we going to do? I guess we could set up a job to do a small bit of... what's it called? Do a small bit of snow removal around the base. Just so that... oh, it's actually marked already. Never mind. So there is snow removal already, which will ensure that we can get out to our fighting positions more quickly. I'm going to mark all this as snow removal, just so we can get to the very far outside there. And so Santa has something to do. Dig, ye man, dig! I don't quite know how he has all the tools needed for this, but somehow deep inside his magic bag of presents, he had a little shovel. Someday little Timmy will get that, but for now it's just Santa's. The room is quite a bit warmer now. I mean, it's really fighting. As you see there, the temperature is swinging wildly, getting down to like 8 or so, and then back up to 15 or so. So Santa is still cold, but not as bad as it was before. Quests available. This is a quest for my ideology. Didn't mean to do that. Just what little Timmy wants for Christmas, a shovel. I'm sure there's some kid at some point who has said, I would like a shovel for Christmas. Like, one of my nephews is or was so into big trucks. Like, he was really into Tonka trucks and dumpsters, and not dumpsters. The kid loves dumpsters. Dump trucks and like earth bulldozers and this kind of thing. I can imagine him saying, if I can't have a big truck to move around dirt, I want a shovel so I can pretend to be a big truck. Quest called Paid Volcanic Winter. Is there any reason not to do this? So, Eventual Machine Persona is threatening the Imperials. The Imperials would like us to have the persona focus on Santa instead. Is Santa a sin eater? Will Santa accept the hatred of the world? Why, yes, he would. If we do so, the persona turns its anger on us. Ho, ho, ho! A layer of ash will be deposited in the upper atmosphere, reducing our sunlight and seriously harming the local ecosystem. So because we have big battery power and only the one solar panel, we're okay with losing our sunlight. I think that may make it colder also, but if necessary, we'll just force Santa to stay inside and move all of his heaters into the main room and sleep there also. the telescope would be really, really, really nice to have. So here we go. Goodbye, sun. The only thing that blazes here is the intensity of Santa's hatred for the world. Ho, ho, ho! Alright, drop pods arrived. We now have a telescope, so Santa can gaze upon the stars, thinking about whether the good boys and girls of Jupiter deserve a visit from him, and whether they'd be delicious if they do. It is possible the temperature's not going to drop with volcanic winter. Temperatures will be colder. It's 53 during the day. I don't quite recall what temperature it was previously. And we have this one trap still. I don't know why I have the trap here exactly. I think it's the kind of thing that I would often keep closer to the base and then quickly deploy based on where the enemies are coming from. And if things get really desperate, put it in front of the door. So I would like to go ahead and make a separate zone just right here for that trap. And so, I don't remember, is trap furniture? Yes, the slave body strap. Santa's getting into some things. Spike traps go there. Most importantly, go there. And what we call it? What do we call this zone? Santa's big boy toy. Perfect. Given the blood around it, it may have been effective. Possibly. We may have last played this playthrough at a time when traps could be rearmed without more materials. Because I can't imagine there being blood around it and the traps still existing. This is a balance change a while back. People are using traps too often and being able to use them over and over again without any real downside. And so now, as many of you know, if you have a trap sprung, you have to rebuild the trap entirely. What kind of blood is that? That's a good question. This is the blood of Nagua. Sounds like a tribal person. A little blood of Santa, a little blood of Susumu. Is that one of our elves? Susumu. Yeah, just some sort of like tribal blood primarily. I think we leave it there as a reminder to one and all that he sees you while you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake. He knows you're full of tasty flesh. So, stay away for goodness sake. Any wildlife? No wildlife. Okay, Santa wants warmer clothes, because it's now negative 70 degrees outside. Good, Santa. Good. Even the freezer is negative 55. Okay, I'm gonna forbid this door for right now. As much as Santa does feel holly jolly and is covered with plenty of blubber, is that the word for it? Blubber? It's definitely a good idea for us to not have him exposed to the worst of the cold. What am I thinking? I'm thinking I'd love to have some flooring in here. However, with only silver and one steel, we can't really do too terribly much. So let's just continue waiting. This is a case where I wish I had access to the even faster game speed, speed 4, that some people occasionally use, but I'm okay at speed 3. Hello, Flip Charlie, how you doing? Hope we're having a good day. I think I remember this from last time we played this playthrough, that there is just a tremendous amount of waiting. Oh, Santa's meditating. What do you think he's thinking about? Is it Christmas carols? Is it some sort of cookies? I don't know. Earlier, one of you asked, are there Christmas carols in Japan? So the president of the university at which I teach is very religious, and he's Christian of some sort. And he said that recently he and his congregation went and sang Christmas carols at the local old folks' home. And so yes, it is the case that people do sing Christmas carols here. It's just not super. It's not super common to do so. And yeah, that said, pretty much every store here has overhead music, and a tremendous amount of that overhead music is the sounds of Christmas carols put into like remixes. so the same way that in the US, like occasionally at Chinese restaurants, there'll be like stereotypically East sounding renditions of like Mulan or The Little Mermaid. Here, they're like really super Western presentations of Christmas carols, and not like the traditional ones, but instead rock and roll and so on. So we do get the carols, just not in the same way. Do I teach at Todai? Todai being the University of Tokyo. No. So I tend to refuse to say where I teach, but I'll tell you no. I do not teach in the at the most impressive school in all of Japan. And that is the great shame I have brought upon my family, is that I do not teach at the greatest of all possible Japanese schools. I think they actually may have started an English language program a while back. I think it's focused on business, though, and I don't teach that. Hello, Quick Ben. It's going really well today. We are enjoying seeing Santa wander about. I think there are toys in the game right now, aren't there? There's like toy boxes that one can make. Yes. My goal for this playthrough is to try to make 5 toy boxes to lure in the children. Now, unfortunately, how much of what does it take to make a toy box? Is it 80? Yeah, it's 80 things you need. And we got nothing. Absolutely nothing. In the normal playthrough, like I said, the next build is a comms console. In this build, I think I would like to have... What would be good to have? Like I said, turrets would be good, but Santa just having a little walk. Those of you who know the game better than I do, is Speed 4 in dev mode, or is it a separate mod? If it's in dev mode, I'll just turn it on now, because we need things to happen, Santa! We need things to happen! Oh, also, I think when last we played this playthrough, these sandbags were made of metal, not cloth. Again, I absolutely love that the playthrough, the save file preserved itself with minor modifications to be played now. Could Santa go raiding? I mean, it's not a terrible idea. There is a downed person here, but it's kind of far away, kind of cold to get there. But maybe it's worth doing. Once it's a little warmer, perhaps. It is in dev mode. Okay, I'm gonna go try on dev mode just for a second, so we can go as fast as possible until something occurs. Now, where in dev mode is it? Inspector, quick start, God mode, dev palettes. Is it just like game speed? Speed? Help chat, need assistance. You just press 4. Oh, there it goes. Woo-loo-loo-loo-loo-loo. Is there 5? Can I keep going? Oh boy, Santa found the amphetamines. Santa's moving like whoa. Once we get to allegedly spring, and the volcanic winter goes away. But I think it's existing for like another, 20 days? It's gonna be a while. Yeah, it actually may be too cold here to get raids. I don't exactly know how that works. I know that if it's especially cold, though, like animals won't show up and visitors won't come up. And so maybe a little raid would be nice. Oh, it's a Zit event! It's a Zit event! The electric smelter is short-circuited due to precipitation. Did I never make a roof here? What? Alright, Santa must go outdoors and stop this fire, and then quickly build a roof. How on earth did I not build a roof there? That's like clearly the thing to do. And roofs, of course, require absolutely no materials at all, so this is real quick to do. All better. Hey, Lionels, you want to express your appreciation of the stream title? It is Cannibal Santa. It is Cannibal Santa doing his thing. Okay, just to make it a little more exciting, let's go ahead and have a trek. Let's send Santa on his first ever journey away from the North Pole, going and looking for supplies for the good boys and girls. And if we leave the base and then suddenly we find ourselves being raided here, we will not be happy. Look at him go, keeping the base nice and clean. Move back to game speed 3, and then turn off dev mode again. And time to Santa Caravan. So, we'll go from the base over to here. And if Santa freezes to death, we're going to feel real bad about it. So here comes Santa Claus. And he needs his tasty food. Oh, we have human leather, don't we? We do have human leather. And so I can use that to create a sleeping bag to keep Santa nice and warm in the embrace of all his little elves and the good boys and girls who have visited him here at the North Pole. All right, where is the elf skin? Good. These are the things I never do in normal playthroughs. Okay. Good quality, glorious Santa, bring along your prize creation. So many of you watch with your families. So many of you say, "Oh, Resorty, I appreciate how laid back and family friendly your stream is." And then comes Christmas. All right, here we go. We know there's an ambush there. We know that something awful is going to happen there, but surely old Saint Nick's ready for it. We're bringing all of our food just in case, because again, it'd be some pretty slow movement to get there. I'm going to bring extra medicine also. And I think that's all we need. I forgot to remove today's wholesome tag. I actually thought about that. The standard no caravan members capable of diplomacy or trading. Some people's diets don't allow food in the caravan. If they're forced to eat it, they'll become unhappy. I mean, is this a standard complaint about human meat? But Santa's a cannibal. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. All right. Ho ho, here we go. Yeah, usually I have the wholesome tag on for my streams because I try to be a halfway decent human in the world. But not today. Not today. It might be raw meat in general. I think there's a malice for eating raw meat, and then you get a huge bonus for eating raw meat also. So there's an offset between the two. All right, here we go. 1.9 days to get there, 7.4 days of food. It is cold enough outside that Santa's food will never, ever, ever go back. Your 10-year-old child walked in and heard me say, "But Santa's a cannibal." Oh gosh. I'm poisoning the youth of the world. Maybe I should make a YouTube video about this playthrough. I wish I had the VODs from when we started it all those years back. Yeah, if it just warms up so they'll be good to go. Alright, 1.4 days to go, halfway there. If only we had a sleigh. Maybe this is the part where Santa learned that he needs a sleigh because it's just too slow going out here. Do I need to roof my outside storage? Well, some of it's intentionally unroofed. This section is to get rid of clothes that are tainted. And this section's already roofed, I believe. I guess the one thing it's not is the wooden spike trap, but I believe that spike traps don't degrade. But yeah, the ones along the base are all covered. No worries, no worries. Yeah, if we were to get over to the refugee quest, which doesn't have a period of going away apparently, but if there weren't anything here, we'd definitely stop and get some steel or something. How you doing, Santa? You in a good mood? You feeling nice? Mood good, food good, sleep good. Santa's got no problems. I think when we initially started this playthrough, I considered maybe having 8 tiny reindeers, but I realized that in making them, we would just be eating them because there's nothing for reindeer to eat on the North Pole. Alright, once upon a time I said caravaning's against my religion. However, Santa is happy to meet anyone A group of pirates arrive nearby. It's a raid. It's not an ambush, it's a raid? Oh no! Oh no! Fieldy the Miner has come to meet Santa at the frozen North Pole, and Santa's not home. Alright. I think this person's wearing tribal wear, is that true? They're wearing a Santa hat. So it's cold enough here at -60 that I believe they'll freeze very quickly. Yeah, they don't have they have a Santa hat. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I think we're good to go. I think we're good to go on ignoring this happening. By the time they get into the base, I think they'll have hypothermia and fall over. Yeah, during their preparation here, it's going to be pretty bad for them. He didn't get what he wanted for Christmas. It's possible. I wish St. Nick were there to greet this person, to offer them the warmest of Christmas greetings, and the warmest thing Santa has is some hot lead. But unfortunately, no one's around right now. That said, this would be a nice surprise for St. Nick when he gets back home. Because it's cold enough here that the corpse will not go bad. It's cold enough that we can imagine Mrs. Claus nicely delivered some food for old Santa. Hypothermia is serious. Hasn't had any body parts fall off yet. And Santa's again sleeping. Poor Santa. I'm deeply hopeful they don't burn anything down. I mean, there's no way for Santa to get back home in time, unfortunately. Alright, are you trying to steal my silver and get off the map? It's a real possibility. I think they're... The end! Ho ho ho! Thank you for finding a stockpile to fall into. So, they brought Santa some Christmas gifts himself. They got some smoke leaf joints. They got some wake up. They got a nice steel club. Oh, steel club. We can smelt that. That's more actual raw resources. And then another Santa hat. Ho, ho, ho. Enjoy the snow. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I probably should have turned off all the electronics before leaving, because it is possible to get a Zit event that will spread fire to here. I really should have thought about that a little bit. I'm enjoying it far too much. I mean, I think this is where I get out a lot of my frustration for the year. I just bottle it up all year long, and then all at once, we get to play as Santa and see what happens. Is our little friend enjoying life? Oh, life is not for him anymore. That's okay, he'll sustain life inside of Santa's tum-tum. Ho, ho, ho! How do you think I get all these calories at the North Pole? Ho, ho! Alright, almost there. Now, I really hope the ambush here is not terrible. So, all we know is there's a person here, and there's definitely an ambush, correct? Did it say that before? Yeah, ambush. So let's learn who's here. They call themselves Lowry. Lowry is a joy wirer. So Lowry tries to help the other people of this world escape the horror of it all by enjoying a little bit of peace and joy inside their brain. You better watch out. Actually, I need to see if it's Campbell first. Underground or Slowpoke. Nope. You better watch out. You better start cry. Here's why, my little guy. Santa Claus is coming to feast. Ha ha ha. We do need to be serious about the ambush, though. It's probably nothing huge, but we'll see. Am I visiting home for Christmas? Nah, it's really expensive right now to fly that far. Okay. The colonists have been ambushed. It's a snow hare and a snow hare. I think we'll be okay. But you know, one never really knows. Is it only two? It's only two. Good. Good job, Santa Claus. You don't scare me, little bunny. It's the wrong season for you. In Easter, we'll find a way to have some fun. Until then, ha ha ha, you're done. Alright. Lowry, what clothes do you have? Nothing too nice. Let's see. Are you covered in lice? I don't think so. A feast you'll be. Oh, how tasty. You are for me. Ho, ho, ho. Merry dinner mass. I got a corpse now. One really nice thing about being here is that we can deconstruct some items and bring them back to the base. Now, we can't carry that much, but as much steel as possible will be wonderful. Also, well, you know what? We could disassemble some things to make a butcher's table. I think that might require having wood, though, even with the steel version. Is that true? Butcher's table is here. No usable materials. So, how cold are you, Santa? You okay? So he's good and warm, no problems. I don't quite remember what the difference is between the butchering spot and the butchering table. This is fine. So we need to butcher a creature. The game says only to eat animal corpses. I like my animals a little bit larger. Ho, ho, ho. All right, let's get to it, Santa. Let's see what we find inside this guy. It's some blood, oh me oh my. As we cut and dig and tear, Santa likes his meat medium rare. He'd like to have it with some tasty elf sauce. Unfortunately, the elf's been lost to frost. As the snow falls and falls, maybe Santa will start a mall stand for meat. Good, good. Tasty cooked meals for all the boys and girls. Let's see what Santa finds in this world. Odd. I do definitely want steel. Is there anything else to take home? Possibly an urn, but I don't think there's anything else here. And I don't remember how heavy urns are, unfortunately. We'll uninstall one of them, though, to take along. How do I come up with stuff so quickly? The entire way in which I come up with poems or song on streams is just, what is the nearest rhyme I can find? And is it possible for me to come up with a new rhyme by the time I get to the end of a sentence? Occasionally it does not work. Gotta make sure this food gets hauled in. Oh, I think it's the case on a map like this, you don't have to put items inside of stockpiles. The whole map counts as stockpile for the sake of reforming the caravan. But we need more events so we can sing more Christmas carols. What's another good Christmas carol to come up with new words for? There's Jingle Bells. I enjoy the idea of dashing through the snow, running from St. Nick. He's going to eat you. You better move quick. This is good. This is good. Presumably that's all I can carry for now. So let's reform this caravan and get him back to the North Pole to see what treats have been left behind. Go to there. Boop. We definitely need to bring back all the food. And Santa can still carry a little bit more beyond that. Now, if we have to choose between steel and that pot, I will definitely bring the pot. That said, are the pots lighter than the steel they contain? I don't know. Only 5 kilograms. So 5 kilograms is equivalent to 10 steel. How much steel goes into a single urn? I don't know. So if I were a good player, I would figure this out. But I'm a bad player, so we're not worried about that at all. And how much steel can we carry? 26. So that's not going to be enough back home to build anything, but it will be helpful to have some. And okay, I'm going to deconstruct a steel urn just to figure out how much is inside of one. And then we'll decide what we're going to do on carrying stuff or not. So it's worth bringing if it gives us more than 10 steel. It gives us 10 steel. Curses! Thank you, kids, for knowing that. Thank you for being aware of things I do not know. So it's exactly the same. There's no greater efficiency in bringing those home. Very well, very well. So again, bring all the food and such home. Then we have quite a bit of leather already. We don't need that. I will bring the urn just for the beauty of it. And all the steel. Now, Santa's going to move a little slower than before, but he does have tons of food, and so that's just fine. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. A flash storm? A freak localized flash storm is striking an area with lightning. Don't you dare catch my base on fire when I'm not there to deal with it. So far, miss. Oh boy. Epilepsy alert. Yeah, nothing hits, not a worry. Great. Hey, Sadie, it's been a bit. It's great seeing you. Hope you're having a really good day. Let's go ahead and watch St. Nick's Return. Return an urn rhyme. This is good. I gotta remember that for a future song. Yeah, I don't know how people write like effective poetry that is not just rhyming. Anytime I try to write anything poetic or artistic, it's just endless rhymes. Also, the number of times, is not true. There have been a few times in life where I've attempted to write romantic poetry for a gal I was sweet on, and the amount of time I spend on, is it rhymezone.com? This website where you can type in any word and get all the rhymes it can find. I'm like, all right, how do I rhyme potato? Oh, you, my sweet little potato, it'd be sad to lose you in a tornado. You'd fly up, and then where would you be, my buttercup? See, without the rhyme finder, you get that nonsense, and who would fall in love with that? A very special lady. All right. Lovely, thank you. Pulitzer Prize winning, it is not, but it's a good time anyway. I think we're going to continue making little excursions just to get more steel. Just run Santa back and forth repeatedly. So what do we need to make both a room for a comms console and a comms console? If I move some things around, could I fit a comms console in here? I think it could go right there. And Santa could still use the horseshoe pin from right there. So that would work just fine. What does a comms console take to make? Oh, a comms console requires the research of microelectronics, isn't it? And we do not have that yet. So Santa's inability to research comes back and gets us again. Because it'd be amazing to make some traps, wouldn't it? Hey, we got a quest! Purple, the Dark Chief, knows where the Psychic Soothe Pulsar. Maybe there's a threat there. Where's this place? Oh, that's kind of far away. But as long as we still have food. 3.2 days each way. No, that's not going to work out, unfortunately. Just a bit much for us. I feel bad leaving the base, though, knowing that the children might want to come and see. Now, that said, speaking of children, don't worry, nothing bad will happen to the kids that come visit Santa. I've never turned this on stream before. It feels gross to have kids attacking the base, but it seems appropriate for this playthrough. They're all elves, right? They're little tiny elves. I'd love to rescue one and see what happens. That said, the YouTube video series does have kid attackers on, and as of right now, none have come. But as I mentioned earlier, there will be a new YouTube video tomorrow. I recorded everything last night. It's all finished. It's just a matter of getting the video and the audio together and then upload, and you all will get to enjoy a very special holiday episode. Welcome home, Santa! Santa bounds back into base. Let's see what is out of place. He scouts and loots and hopes and wonders. Has that body been torn asunder? Over there, he finds an elf. Oh, it's so tasty by myself. Okay, good. So how much steel did we end up with at the end of that? We got 27 now. So I think Santa can probably carry 25 steel at most. Maybe 30, and that's about it. You don't know how much more of this you can take? Yeah. Definitely rhyming is the one thing Santa does. He's always writing a little poem for himself, always thinking about the wonder of this world. Santa has no more meals, so I think it's the case. We're going to see what happens when he eats raw meat. And I think he'll get both a bonus and a detriment as well. Yeah, so raw cannibalism actually gives him plus 20, where cooked cannibalism gives him only 15. I ate a meal made from the meat of another human. So pleasurable. If only I had some fava beans and a nice Chianti. And then raw says, I ate the meat of another human. Raw like an animal. It was so succulent. So these stack. If you want to, you can make sure both of them are active all the time. And maybe we will. Maybe we will do that. Now, Santa, please clean this up. You've had some building rubble inside your room for quite a while. Let's go ahead and chop apart old Fieldy here. Good. Goodbye, Fieldy. Thank you for your parts. Now, if you haven't played a Psychopath Cannibal playthrough before, you will not know something that's kind of exciting, which is the characters in your base get happier the more human clothes they're wearing. So, I think we should at least make a t-shirt and pants out of our little buddy's clothes here. When I say clothes, I mean skin. So, let's see how this goes. Yeah, these are set up to use only human leather. We actually have some. That are of normal quality. So I guess we'll want to force Santa to wear those in a moment. We don't have any pants though, do we? No. Make a pants. Santa can craft, correct? Of course he can. He's a master constructor. A master of keeping toys at the ready. Oh, what do you want for Christmas, little Timmy? I want a pair of pants made out of my friend Jimmy. My friend Jimmy makes me look dumb in class, and so I want to wear him as a mask. There you go. Do characters automatically get plain xenotype in this playthrough? I assume so, but I don't know about folks who spawn. We've only had two people spawn so far, and they're both baseliners, so I'm really not sure. Hey, Jim, thank you so much for the 500 bits. Thank you for tolerating the horror and disgust of this playthrough. It's very good to see you, and I'll definitely pass along those treats to the cats. Happy Christmas, sleep well, and see you soon enough for some normal play, I promise. Okay, where'd those pants go? Oh, did I not mark these pants to only be made out of the correct material? Oh, it is marked as such. Oh, it's marked as blue fur. Trying to stay warm. No. We no longer care about warmth. Only the warmth that comes in our heart as we slide into another person's life. I've heard before that you can't really understand a person until you've walked a mile in their shoes. How about walking around the North Pole in their body parts? Oh, am I a bad person? Am I a bad person? Reddit led you to believe this is perfectly normal Rimworld gameplay. Yeah, if you read the subreddits, you will realize very quickly that most people who at least talk on the subreddit have every single playthrough as monster slavery prisoner simulator, human leather chairs everywhere, take the legs off of prisoners so they can't escape. These are things I tend not to do. Good quality, that is good. So as we equip this, you'll notice there's an immediate increase to his mood there. Human leather pants. Perfect, perfect, perfect. It might be good for us to start making meals again, and the reason for that is because it'll stretch our human meat longer. If Santa's just eating human meat, he will be very, very happy, but we'll eventually run out of human meat, of course, then be stuck eating potatoes and wolf meat, like some sort of absolute monster. So we have that +2, now we have +4. We're having 2 pieces of human clothes on. Oh, I believe as you put on different human clothes, the little message there changes. Is that true? So with just the pants on, I enjoy wearing the suffering of others. When they said they wanted some stocking stuffers. Something, something, something. With a 2 on, it becomes, this will scare them. All will know my power. Oh, Santa, you're a monster. What a crazy monster you are. Hey! Hey! A vengeful hunter named Bria is crashing in a transport pod nearby. If she survives the impact, she'll be badly wounded. Oh my. Alright, Bria. Are you a cannibal or a psychopath? If so, you could be an elf. You're an undergrounder. So part of me wants to recruit Bria just to see how long she will be able to tolerate the absolute horror that is this base. But I believe she'll have mental breaks over and over and over again, and that just does not feel super good. Duxter asks, you have a question. Is this a well-known game? Yeah, I mean, if you mean the Santa Cannibal playthrough, this is not a well-known game at all. This is monstrousness. If, though, you mean, is Rimworld a well-known game, yeah, it's one of the best reviewed games of all times on Steam. It has, I don't know, thousands and thousands of reviews and is overwhelmingly positive. It has a great developer, a great community of modders and players, and it's a amazing storytelling game, and I love it. And I swear there are many ways to play it that are not quite so monstrous. All right. Bria, the red-nosed colonist, must feel very, very cold. She never thought it would be Saint Nick who stopped her from getting old. The old elf takes her home, wondering what's neath her skin. Let's see what kind of musculature Bria is really in. Santa feels real hungry. He wonders how he'll fill his tummy. We all know that Santa thinks humans are really yummy. Good. Another Santa hat. It seems that everyone is bringing more and more Santa hats to old Saint Nick. All of them are interested in appreciating the jolly old man. What's this? A 13-year-old sickly child named Sinky is calling from nearby. He's being chased by pirates. It sounds like we're going to have 2 new friends very soon. Hello, Sinky. Ho, ho, ho. You've come to the right place. All right, where's that Sinky? All right, a sickly child named Sinky is joining us. Beautiful and delicate. Oh, I once had a delicate friend named Frosty. Sinky the snowman trusted in Santa Claus. It wasn't terribly long until Claus. Sinky was given pause. When Santa greeted him, it was with a big old gun. Sinky thought he'd be having fun. Alright, because it's very snowy here, they're both moving very slowly. Fleb, the student, is a genie, so with any damage at all, Fleb will go down. Sinky, don't worry, come hide behind me. We'll have some fun, you will see. Alright. So, were this not a genie, I would invite Sinky to go get a weapon and to help us fight him off, but being as a genie, again, any damage at all, and down they'll go. Well, Santa's been practicing at the range. A headshot. That's what you get for Christmas, little boy. All right, Sinky, welcome to the base. There's some shooting in your face. You say Santa, that's monstrous. We say Santa, that's preposterous. What does Noms think of this? We don't talk about what happens on Christmas on this stream. Colonists left unburied. We gotta fix that at once. How do we get rid of unburied colonists? Oh, that will do it. Alright, so Santa has no strong feelings about chopping apart colonists because he's a psychopath. The last real conversation Santa had was with Legolas the elf. And at this point, there is no more Legolas. Santa's just stuck by himself. The one real worry I have is eventually Santa's parka and hat are going to go bad. And then he'll not be Santa anymore. So we got to make sure we have an ability to make another new parka that will allow him to stay nice and red. Can I grow dye in these? If so, I definitely want to do that. Tinctoria. Alright, it is time to turn on... Oh, I did cancel. Wait, how did I do cancel? Is there a game I've been playing recently in which X's stop something? For some reason, I've been accidentally pushing the deconstruct button regularly. Here comes some dye so we can keep clothes nice and red. Let's turn... Oh, we have to put the heater back in here if we're going to do that. Heaters take how much to construct? It's 75, is that right? Only 50. We have 27. I think we're going to send Santa over to a hill to dig out some steel. Oh wait, we have weapons also. We can deconstruct these steel weapons. We just need to be careful we don't deconstruct anything that's important to us. But yeah, more steel comes this way. So, smelt weapons. And I'm just going to do one after another, keeping close eye on which ones we're doing. We could set up a job to have this automated, but I'm not going to do that. Well, Sunday Warrior, you missed the start of this playthrough. You're so confused now. Wait, which part's confusing? Don't you know about the popular Western story of the Bishop of... Oh, where's he from? I've forgotten. The Bishop of Constantinople? Is that right? No, that doesn't seem right. Wherever St. Nicholas is from, haven't you heard of this? Haven't you heard of the important story of St. Nick on the North Pole? And how he is only satisfied by consuming the flesh of the little boys and girls? It's just like that. You hope I get a rabid reindeer raid? I would be delighted. Now, in this case, there are only elks, I think. I don't think there are reindeer in Rimworld. That said, we'd love to have them. You have vague memories of a playthrough in which an elf mentally broke over and over again, which annoyed Santa so much he calmed it down with a shotgun. Sounds like this playthrough, for sure. Oh, you know what? Something has changed since last we played this game. Since last we played the save file. Food that's outside, or actually any item that's outside, but under a roof, still goes bad. Yes, so all of our meat outdoors is going bad. And that's not rad. Okay. this does change things. Now, the human meat is fresh enough that it's not going to disappear anytime soon, but we got to figure this one out very, very quickly. So the elf shelf here, our little freezer, can hold 2 stockpiles of something. Freezer doing meals. It'd be more efficient space-wise to keep it as... Is that true? No, it's more efficient space-wise to pile it as meals. It's not going bad as much as decaying. Yeah, going bad, decaying, same thing. Maybe a shelf. The only problem is we don't really have materials for making anything, but a shelf would definitely help. How much does it take to make a shelf? This is the big change, right? The shelves are good now. It takes only 10 wood. Now, I do have some wood left. The reason we have this wood is in case of emergency, namely the power going out, we can then make a little campfire to stay warm enough that we won't freeze to death. Now, Santa's clothes actually right now are keeping him relatively cold outside, or relatively warm outside. So unless we get like simultaneously a cold snap and a power outage, we should be okay. But the food's an issue. I'm gonna go and use, if I use that wood, is it 25 wood to make a campfire? It's only 20, so we'll have enough to still make some more campfires. For now, we'll make one little shelf, I think. From 10 to 20. No, we'll go ahead and use all the wood on this. What I like about this playthrough is it's simultaneously, obviously kind of ridiculous and ugly and terrible. However, it also requires a fair amount of sincere thought. And I think that's fun. Alright, put on the shelf just some meat. And past that, we're not too concerned about what to eat. Now, Santa said a very low hauling job, so I am going to go ahead and order him to haul in the human meat. And then I think after this, we're going to go ahead and, have another caravan. Oh, as always, I love, love, love how much you can stack on these shelves now. And I have Santa become top hauler also, just to ensure that this mess gets cleaned up in the morning, I guess. Now we still need a bunch more steel for another heater. I wonder why I have so many turbines. So how much power are we producing? Okay, so overnight, with the solar panel off, we're actually losing power. But I suspect once we're actually using the sun lamp, that'll be even worse. I think when we started this base, we thought very seriously about how many of each thing we needed. And so we should be okay, maybe. Okay, things are getting organized. Santa has some smoke leaf in case things get really bad. Yeah, enjoy a little for it himself. There's some blood on the floor also. Where'd that blood come from? I actually don't know where that blood came from. Because we fought him over here. Maybe Santa walked through the blood and carried it along while he was busy singing his song. Anything else steel to deconstruct? We deconstructed that one. No, we didn't. We didn't deconstruct anything yet because I put them on hauling first. So let's go ahead and smelt down something. A revolver first? No. I want to go ahead and forbid the items that I want to keep, namely the 2 guns. But then past that, I'm probably okay with smelting down everything. We just need to keep an eye on this and make sure we don't smelt down anything important in the future. But here's some more steel. This is actually making us to enough for another heater. So I'm going to put that right here. And then hope this room will be warm enough to keep the Tinctoria and rice ready. Yeah, we're gonna have enough. Yeah, I could set restrictions here. I'm just feeling very, very lazy right now. and we have few enough items that I'm not too concerned about it. But yeah, on a normal playthrough, I'd say, you know, only smelt the things that are under a certain durability or under a certain quality. But here, as long as we have our guns, we're just fine. I think. I think. Now, as always, is this actually the correct thing to build? I think it is. I think it is. Just because I need Tinctoria to keep making more red clothes. Maybe we can even dye our human leather clothing. We shall see. Oh no! An item has gone bad. How many components do we have? Still 15 of them. Lots and lots. After you eat, we'll repair that. Okay, temperature in here is now, yeah, just above 0. This really is the problem with having this ongoing volcanic winter. It's just so darn cold outside. It is also nighttime, so it's perhaps not too much of a worry. Okay. I very much want the cleaning to get done first. I'm going to go and drop everything below job 2. We'll keep hunting high, because if there's a chance for hunting, we definitely want to get right on top of it. The joys of this single-player base, huh? Oh, wow. Santa is not a good doctor. Only 0. I bet it's the case that Santa brought for himself a good Dr. Elf. Unfortunately, that elf was consumed in a crisis a while back. Yeah, unfortunately, digging out snow counts as being a cleaning job also, I think. And so before he does anything else, he's trying to dig out the whole base. And that's a tremendous amount of time being spent on that. Any wildlife? No wildlife. All right, 2 still left over. We smelted all of the items up here into that heater there. During the daytime, it is indeed warm there to grow stuff. So I think we're going to start doing that and then see. There must be a way to tell them not to clean snow up. Yeah, you have to flag the flag snow area. And the reason I have this removed is so that in case of raids, we can get to the edges and quickly get cover before any raider gets here. Now, with that said, it's a long enough walk that definitely we'll get to the walls first. It's just always awful watching our characters trudge around through the snow when they want to do work outside. But for right now, I will turn this back off just so Santa gets other things done. Because he appeared to have spent that entire day just shoveling. Oh well, oh well, oh well. Alright, so we're going to knock out the growing next. And that means we'll turn on the sun lamp also. I could have passed the sandbags, absolutely. It does not need to be an all or nothing kind of thing, though I think often I do think on those terms. Alright, let's see if the Tinctoria managed to survive, or if it's going to get too cold overnight. At what temperature did Tinctoria die? The minimum grow temperature is 0, so I think it will drop below 0 in here overnight. But hopefully, it doesn't drop under 0 for too long, which will allow it to grow as much as we need. Hey, we have an urn also. Let's go put that urn inside of Santa's bedroom. It looks a little more attractive in there. It's still an awful bedroom because it's so darn cramped, but we'll see if it gets a little nicer because of that. If it doesn't make it nicer than awful, we'll definitely put it in a more central location. It is still awful. However, the urn's not in great condition, so we'll fix that up next. Santa has his winter magic, able to fix absolutely anything. And so now repaired. The bedroom is still awful, unfortunately. Putting the dining room might be helpful, as right now the dining room is also awful. Is it the case that all of our rooms are frankly awful? Awful rooms. Yeah, all 3 of them are still awful, unfortunately. Hopefully soon we make it a little nicer. Okay, my little tootsies are getting cold in here, so I'm going to turn on my heater. Back when I lived in the US, I had a heater underneath the table to keep my toes warm. I have not gotten one of those yet, so maybe I should get that instead of heating up the whole room. However, as I mentioned before, for Christmas this year, I'm getting some new slippers, and those should definitely help us to stay a little warmer during stream time. Speaking of warm, I know many of you are in very cold places. I hope it's the case you're able to stay warm and safe inside. It's always a very scary thing when it gets so cold so fast. Can remove doors to combine space? Yes, but I think giving Santa an awful bedroom is less detrimental to his mood than giving him an awful barracks. Now, with that said, he's by himself, so it's not as big of a deal. I think we're planning for the return of elves someday. If I destroy the door, though, I lose those materials, so I don't want to do that. Having a private dining room also is beneficial. For someday when the dining room is actually nicer, that'd be good. It's negative 19°C outside. Yeah, it's insane. Absolutely insane. I don't know about how the weather works, but that just does not seem healthy for anybody. There are no places to haul these items. The bandolier and such. They're tainted, correct? Okay, I think that's because these were added to the game after I made these stockpiles initially. So yeah, I think I want to say just all and any apparel goes here. A little cry for Papa John's. How's it going? What kind of PC do I have? It's actually one I made myself. I did a lot of research about what pieces fit well together for the kind of streams I do. The games I play tend not to be like super demanding on graphics, but they tend to be a lot of things happening in the background. So I don't think you need a crazy good PC for Rimworld, but definitely one that supports a lot of activities is good. You're not sure your old Mac can handle it. Yeah. I'm guessing some people in channel have some ideas on this. Though I spend a lot of time using computers, I don't know that much about how computers work. I mean, I have a vague sense of these things, but I don't really know like what exactly you need to have a good gaming experience. Maybe people can tell you the kind of PCs they use, but I don't know. This strobing shirt is distracting. Is this shirt strobing? Oh, a little bit. It's the Moyer. The Moyer. I can make it bigger, it goes away, right? Yep. The camera just does not like stripes and lines. Sorry. Maybe I should change shirts right now. No, we're only live for a little while longer. We got a raid. People are coming to visit. Good old Santa Claus. It's Keitcha the Defector. Once again with the hat there. It seems that every single raider is wearing a Christmas hat. That's nice. It's painful to look at. Okay. I don't want to be a cause of pain, so you can enjoy watching Santa Claus instead of watching an old resorty shirt. That's fine. Alright, Keitcha, are you a psychopath? You're not a psychopath. Oh, you know what? It actually might make sense for us to bring in a non-psychopath, non-cannibal, just to do some research for us. And Santa will hide the secrets of... may have made a slight mistake there. Is that true? One second. No, so these are items with lower HP. So these are heirs one to decay. What was I saying, though? I was saying that it might make sense to bring in someone who is not a cannibal or psychopath just to do research for us. Now, again, they keep spawning in these characters who do not have good clothes on, and they get hypothermia before they attack Santa. So, let's go say hello. Let's hop upon our sleigh. Definitely notice the homonym there, or homophone there, rather. Santa has lots of sleighs for everyone who visits. But here's the part where we see that we don't have much in the way of snow clearance. Alright, pop. So Santa's base is a little bit impoverished, so we keep getting very small raids. Very good, very good, very good. And so, once again, some fine smoke leaf. More important, though, some fine more food for old St. Nick. Also, a steel knife that we can deconstruct. Now, this might be a case where it would have been a good idea for us to stay out a little longer and let the enemy come closer so there's less hauling back and forth. And that's just fine. That went well. That went very well. What's this? Okay. Psychic foil helmets used to be much more common in the game. Now they come around kind of infrequently. I think it's the kind of item I actually want to bring inside because it can be used to stop mental breaks from psychic negative effects. I don't remember what they're called right now. But it is a tinfoil hat from a very old save file. If you weren't here at the start of the game, this is a save file we last played back in 2019, and I'm delighted that it still works. But definitely it was made at a time when tinfoil hats were much, much more common in the game. So let's go ahead and take that back inside and treasure it as the beautiful thing it is. You're surprised the 2019 file still loads? I was also absolutely amazed by that. I did have to change some mods around to get the Santa hat back, but yeah, it went very smoothly from, what, 1.04 or 02 to 1.4. Yeah, I think I saw Time to make a post a couple months back in which he said that backwards compatibility has been the goal for years, and most save files that are unmodded have consistently worked from version to version. Hey, Cry for Papa John, thanks for the follow. I swear our playthroughs are not normally like this, not normally Santa Claus running around being violent, but that is what we do on Christmas. Yeah, I can always say, amazingly positive things about the Rimworld team. You may have seen today that there's a sale on Rimworld. It's 20% off for the first time in a very, very long time, namely ever. I think it's been 10% off before, but now it's 20% off, and all the DLCs are 10% off over on Steam. And I think before these sales have happened, we've had some viewers come by and say, like, oh, I wish I could play Rimworld, but I only buy games on sale. I only am willing to pay for a game once, and then I will never again, like, buy DLC. I'll only use free content. Like, on the one hand, if you want to do that, sure, cool, awesome, you do you, boo. But at the same time, I always feel like this team has done such an amazing job at making a game that can easily be played for thousands and thousands of hours that I just want to give them money, right? Like, I understand that, like, some people don't have a lot of cash and want their gaming bucks to go as far as possible, and that's awesome and important, but this game is just one of the best, and you've heard me give that speech many times before. We have a slight issue right here in that all of our power producers were not working, and the sun lamp happily turned off just in time. Now, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the smelter, as I said before, because this will save us 700 watts and help the batteries refill before the solar lamp turns back on. You can also get 20% off if you subscribe to Humble Bundle's Choice. So truthfully, I know very little about Humble Bundle, other than it's the case that I do have an account there, and I think if I give you all a link, I get some percentage of the money you spend. I should probably do that more often. But yeah, definitely, I know Humble Bundle has some great deals and can give good money to charities, I believe. Oh no! Santa has gotten food poisoning from human meat! Alright, so Santa's in serious pain. That food is not really safe. He must eat a little bit of human brain. He has a prion disease now. Or maybe that poor little good boy or girl, had worms and didn't know it. Now Santa does too. Hey, Kangaroot. It is indeed Santa. Good old Santa. Can you stumble across a site that ranks Steam games based on cost versus hours plays? Your cost per hour played is 0.001. Is that like less than 10,000th of $1 per the hours you played, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it at all. Like, what, the game was initially, what, $29? And now I have, like, 2,000 hours, so it definitely makes sense that I've gotten a tremendous deal for this game. Hey, Mary Minor, the game is basically an angry dude with murder hands. Okay, so a head here, and the body, the torso, and then flailing hands of death and despair. That's good. Saint Nick lives there. A quest available called the Tired Drifter. A desperate refugee comes to visit. Cryo-Kate claims to have been banished after an argument with a village leader. Begs permission to stay with us for 14 days. The refugee is not part of a faction. If you wish, you can choose to kill, arrest, sell, or harvest her. Uh-oh. Cryo-Kate. We asked earlier if all characters in the save file were baseliners because the game was created before biotech. No. So it appears to be the case that even a very old save file, when it generates new characters, decides to, or can create ones who are not baseliners. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. Now, greedy is not great, but look at that. Cryo-Kate was taught that eating human meat is wrong and horrible, but one time long ago she tried it, and she liked it. So unfortunately, she's someone who is only joining us temporarily, so we can't insist that she stays. But if she decides not to, oh no! Alright, the only trouble is she's coming to us without any warm clothes on, and that's a bit of a run. So I might try to run clothes out to her. Her clothes are locked. Video game, what are you doing? It's negative 25 degrees here. Oh no. So I can't force her to wear clothes, can I? I can't. Oh no. She's gonna freeze to death. No. Alright. Yep, she's stuck inside for sure. I can make her wear a parka. Is that true? Is that true? Nope. Nope. Would replace locked apparel. So, yeah. So, I can't give her any clothes at all, unfortunately. Oh, it's so unfortunate. How about a hat? You want to wear a hat? Nope, can't do that either. Oh, it's so unfortunate. We need a new zone. We need a new zone for this, and it might work out. It might not work out, but we're going to give it the old college try. So what do we call this? Food or friend? And we'll see which it's going to be based on how she chooses. Yes, siree. All right. She doesn't even have any wood in her for a fire pocket. That's a really interesting idea. I doubt she does, but wouldn't it be cool if she had access to some wood to make a fire out there to stay warm? Okay, she needs the food. It feels very awkward for her to go outside at all, but it's a very, very short run, so maybe it'll be okay. We could hold open the outer airlock so she can get in and out more quickly. I'm gonna have Santa hold open these I don't want to give up the heat inside. Though it does reheat very quickly. Alright. Cryo-Kate. Run. It'll be fun. She spawns, does not have any hypothermia yet. I think she will get inside safely. I could send Santa out to remove some snow. Wait, is she not hypothermia at all? She's comfortable down to negative 8 degrees. What are her genes? She's a dirt mole. So, nothing there at all about temperature. However, she hates the sun, so she'll be glad to stay inside the base, apparently. And what is so nice is that she can actually research. So she's going to clean and then research, and that is that. Hello, Santa, she says. She had a little hypothermia, but not too bad. She'll be sleeping in the main room here, apparently. We could put her in the dining room also. But yes. So right now we're allegedly researching mortars. Why on earth are we researching mortars? I must have had some reason for that years and years ago, but we don't have chem fuel. We don't have steel. Maybe we're just selecting random things to research because why not? Is there anything that would help us? If only we can make carpet out of leather, it'd be very useful, but no. I don't know. I guess we can do microelectronics just so we can get the comms console open. Or we can do advanced lights possibly so we can get, power consumption is cut down. So in the most recent DLC, if you research advanced lights, you save a little bit of power. That'll be only on this one lamp right here, but that's okay. Alright, it is 20 degrees inside, so she's doing just fine. She wants an impressive bedroom. She hates that she's wielding a knife. I can have her drop her knife for now and give her a proper gun. Santa's vomit is all around the floor. Poor Santa. We'll go and give her a long rifle instead. 2 in shooting. In that case, I'm going to give her the revolver instead so she fires more often so that she is hopefully gaining shooting more quickly. Now, with that said, if she decides to... what's the word for it? To betray Cannibal Santa? Can you imagine how angry we're going to be? And she'll have made a big mistake. But maybe she'll end up being a Mrs. Claus. Maybe she'll end up being an elf. We will see, we will see. The Santa's on cleaning pretty quick. The cleaning is getting done now. Good to good. And looks like our stockpile zones need to be expanded, or Tinctoria dye has to go somewhere. So we'll add to the weapons pile here also. Tinctoria? Nope, just called dye. Oh, there. Yeah, all of our stockpiles need to be updated to the new DLC items. But 2 characters, how great. Now there's a second character here, I think it might make sense for us to have Cannibal Santa go mine somewhere else, and then let this character stay here and watch over the base. The only issue, as always, is if she revenges, if she betrays us, she'll end up burning down the entire base and won't be able to do anything about it. Cryo-Kate tried to convert Santa her ideologion. No. No one converts Santa to any ideologion. The only thing he believes in is it's noble to eat cannibal meat, and he likes being generous also. I think generosity actually is a meme in this game, but it involves like being decent to refugees and giving your items away. And my sense is that our particular instantiation of Santa Claus would not like doing that. How long are you around again? You'll be with us for 14 days, so 13 more days to go. She may offer to join us if we make her happy. I could make her some cooked cannibal meat also, and that would give her a second bonus. Stuck indoors. You're afraid of the sun and afraid of the cold. I guess noon is the highest part of the sky, highest part of the sun, so let's go outside very quickly. Get over the stuck inside, and then run back inside. It's very unlikely this character will choose to join us, so we probably will have to arrest her to keep her around longer term. And Santa's social skills are what? Santa can't do social, which means Santa can't recruit anyone to join the base. Why did I choose an anti-social Santa? Alright, so she's gonna join by free choice, or we're definitely gonna have to shoot her. And, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. If I had one more door, I could put her over here, because she keeps getting the annoyed by being woken up. I do also wonder if, we're gonna run out of food before we run out of her time here. Santa needs more food, always, always, always. It's still a few more days. Any wildlife? No wildlife. Alright, let's go ahead and send Santa on a trek to Barracks of the Way. Barracks of the Way. I want to see how much anger people would go over having barracks as opposed to an awful bedroom. So, awful bedroom is only -4. I think you might be right that barracks would help us avoid the other issues. So, -4 down to -7. Even worse, but not so bad. And she is allowed into that room, correct? Yeah. We can even allow her to go back here. As long as it's inside, we're just fine. Though really, we just want her to... keep on researching. Adam Percent Everything has a good video on barracks. I like Adam a lot. Adam and I were friends back in the good old days. Back when he was a tiny baby streamer. I think we rated him when he had like, I don't know, 20 viewers. Long time ago. He's definitely done some amazing stuff with Rimworld. He's been the Rimworld streamer I thought I would be at one point. And then my mental health made it impossible. Absolutely impossible. Adam's awesome though. We like him a ton. Santa's going for a little sleep in the snow, making snow angels. Yeah, a long time ago, like, I don't know, back in beta 19, alpha 19, whatever it was, I said, I'm going to start making Rimworld YouTube videos with tips and strategies and so on for everybody. And then I just never did it. I do wonder how I would have done had I actually made that move. But here we are, having a good time anyway. If Santa wants to go on a little expedition, the nearest mountain is here. It's fairly close by. Just don't revenge while we're gone, please. You keep a close eye on the base. If you die, it'll be a disgrace. Hey, it's a slaver! And a Zit event. Alright, definitely gotta stop that first. A caravan are approaching. They're tribal slavers. So because they're tribals... they're probably gonna get pretty cold pretty fast. Oh, they have parkas on. Never mind. They do have parkas on, so they'll stay warm enough for now. I can take her with us. So we could take her with us, except that she is not wearing good clothes, and she will definitely freeze. And that's just not okay. Alright, hello slavers. I can't kill all of you, unfortunately, and I do have some money. Let's see who you have on sale. Oh, can never do social. Alright, our visitor will have to do the work instead. Alright, a child and a rancher. Tell me about yourselves. Hello, child. Slow learner, psychically deaf. Nope. Rancher... Too smart, misogynist, nudist. Can you imagine? Nudist in -19. Nope, nope, nope. So, we'll let them hang out. There'll be some useful defense right now. But can't do much more than that. It's too cold! They're leaving! Will the slowest ones get off before they freeze? I think so. Oh, you know what we could do? We could send Santa after them to pick off the very last one. For a little more food. Now, Purple Hawk Megaton. If I kill just one of them, I think they go to hostile right away. I can't say oopsie daisy, I'm sorry for killing just one of you. And yeah, I don't think we could pick off one anyway. Fine. That's often how I handle the wildlife migrations. Wait for only one left on the map. Poor Santa. Poor Santa. Okay, let's go ahead and do a quick quest out here to get some more steel. So from here, we make our caravan, and we go to here, and we'll see what we find. Yes, we're not allowed to bring the refugee anyway. He's like, no, I'm a refugee. I want to stay inside. Keep it safe here. And we should not take all of the cannibal meat. He doesn't want to take any of it. Let's go ahead and take half of it for now, which should be enough for a few days. So let's say 90. 3 days of food. That may not be quite enough. I guess we'll have our local cannibal just move to potatoes and rice and let Santa take all the human meat. I think it's all we need for now. Yeah. Good. No one can do diplomacy. That's fine. Alright, Cryocate, can you cook? Sure, well enough. Now, I think it makes sense to turn this off because we do have the starting die and we have enough food for right now. So, flick that switch. Cooking here. This is cooking with only human meat. I believe this one is other kinds of cooking. For some reason, I refuse to cook bison meats. They're probably the ones that have been added in since lastly played. Fine. There's other kinds of food instead. We'll unsuspend that. Move it to the top. And it can be done by anybody. Cool. So we'll move cooking to top job then. After cleaning zone, we'll say. Good. Many days remain. Oh, no, don't eat rice. Don't eat rice. I know Santa stole all the nice food, but let's make some first. And Santa's on the move once more. Oh, we can also do 4 jobs now, can't we? She got food poisoning from incompetent cook. You're not that bad. Sub 5. Or Cryocate. I know if we wanted to make the food stretch longer, we could use those like mush tablets. I don't recall what they're called, unfortunately. But the nutrition paste dispenser. That feels unbecoming, though. We want our cannibal meat raw. We don't want it to be a process through an awful machine. We'll then haul these to the safe spots so they don't go bad. And Santa's where it belongs. Oh, you know what? She can't go out into the freezer, can she? Need to fix that. That's the wrong zone. She's allowed up there. Why can she not take the food outside then? Is it because simple meals have been distinguished? Yes. Vegetarian meals did not exist when this playthrough was last played. Okay, cool. Alright, Santa's arrived. What is here? Probably gonna be just steel. And some meat if we want it. Do we trust that another generous gift of meat is coming very soon? I guess I'm less concerned about meat for reasons. Don't you worry about why. And so I'm not going to send Santa to... Yeah, I'm not going to send Santa to fight any animals here, probably. Hey, it's the Ancient Danger. How exciting. So if all we need is steel, we can just go take some stuff apart. That will give Santa additional construction XP also. Walls. Good. Back at home, Cryocate's having a pretty bad time. I can't help you with most of these things. Disturbed sleep will go away because there's only her now. Ratty apparel I can't fix because unfortunately she's stuck wearing the clothes she started with. It's ugly because you're vomiting everywhere. Please stop doing that. Alright. Santa got some steel. Get some more. Oh, he's hauling after every single one being deconstructed. We can go ahead and change his work queue over, or I'll just go ahead and do the manual deconstruct over and over and over again. Actually, that's dumb, isn't it? Let's go ahead and put it on top construction job now. Before hauling. Good. And then mark a bunch more. This is a case where we'll probably do more work than we really need to. And then we'll have a stockpile here we can come back to and get more steel more easily. But Santa wants to sleep first. Ate on a table. Terrible, terrible. Oh, we're feeling nice and comfortable inside the embrace of some other person. Or Kate just can't deal with all this. So Santa is steadfast, which makes him a little less likely to break. This character, though, is just having an awful time. She hates wearing clothes. I can't make you take the clothes off, can I? Oh! 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 I thought all of her clothes were locked. For whatever reason, these two aren't. Do they unlock when they drop under 50%? Because really, this changes everything. Alright, so she's now getting the nudist thing, correct? I concealed my flesh. It was wrong. So soon enough, she'll be cool with being naked. I think it's warm enough inside that she can stay naked. We'll see. Another volcanic winter event. If we want to, we can make it even colder here for 12 more days, getting some gene packs or some gold or some components. None of those things are actually valuable except for trading purposes later. Yeah, they're not beneficial to what we're doing right now, so I'm going to say no. Honor for Santa. Santa needs to become a royal. It would be hilarious. It would be hilarious to have King Santa Claus. Because she's naked now, I believe her mood's improving. Now, she's not fully nude. Always borrowed for components. So those are advanced components, I believe. And advanced components are great and all, but we're so far behind in technology right now that we're not going to need them for quite a while. But yes, advanced components are worth getting. Can I unrefuse the quest now? I say fine. My only issue is be even colder here, and then Kate might feel really bad, but fine. Honorable Santa. Incapable of social tasks, having a royal title means you need lots of social skills. Should we do this? Alright. Alright. Santa Claus has become a little royally. He's a freeholder. There's a quick gene pack waiting back at the base. Definitely enough stuff to leave here for now and return soon enough. One very nice thing about this base we've set up for more steel getting is because it's so cold here, it's possible that anyone who comes to attack the quote-unquote base will just freeze to death. Now, we could go ahead and quickly make a trap or two just to try to protect the stockpile area. And that would take a decent amount of steel, but let's see if we can get lucky on this. Hey, I'll make a couple more of those. Yeah, Steadfast is such a good trade, isn't it? Able to hold on to that mentality ever longer. We'll need to destroy more over here. There's slate. We do not need slate. We only need steel. Gotta be careful that I don't deconstruct absolutely everything, or else we may end up with need to actually dig here, like some sort of plebeian, however that word's said. Alright, you are steel. I think these wheels, though, give absolutely nothing, correct? They look like they're steel. They're a liar. Okay. Happy to report that Kate is no longer panicking over her awful situation. I think taking the clothes off may have been the right call there. And presumably there's slag here if we want to take things apart or bring it back home one at a time. Steel urns, awesome. We can get 10 for each of those. We'll leave those for later. Let's go ahead and carry this steel on home now. There is an ancient danger here also. We probably can't fight it right now, but I always imagine giving it a shot and seeing what happens. All right, from here we return to here. That's off by 1, isn't it? From here, return to here. There we go. Santa, all of his fine items. As much steel as you can carry. 39 steel. It's more than last time. Nice, nice, nice. Gradually, we'll expand the base yet again. So the complaints about need meal source, low medicine, low food are all due to Santa's base here. We'll leave it open for now. Okay. I'm going to turn this back off right now because we do still have plenty of meals. Our items keep breaking. Luckily, the batteries are full right now and the spinning continues. Are these close to fully grown? They're very close to fully grown. We can go ahead and prematurely harvest them for now. We'll do that. Hey, Cabbage Head, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Hey, we finished researching advanced lights. We managed to save, how much power now? Is it 15 watts we saved? Every little bit adds up. How good is that? Santa's almost home once more. Sick again, man. Well, we've been cooking only one at a time. I think it's a case, though, where there was one food poison meal in the pile, and because we stacked them, they're all food poisonous now. So we're going to be getting some more and more and more food poisoning. And sheeps have joined the base. Unfortunately, the sheep have joined at the other base. So we could send Santa back to get the sheep. We can treat the sheep as if they're reindeer for the time being. So let's go ahead and rename them in honor of that. You, my friend, are the most famous, that's not how it's spelled, the most famous reindeer of all. Huh. For the first time in my entire life, and I apologize in advance, I noticed that Rudolph and Adolf probably share something in common. Does anyone know what the Dolph suffix means? Like, is it anything? Or just like sounds like names? Like the name John and Bon. Oh, no idea. Number 2, you're going to be Dancer, and you will be Rancer. Great. And we'll come get you again real soon. Though the issue as always is there is no grazing here, so what on earth are they going to eat? At least it's beautiful, and Aurora comes out shining nicely across the world. Yeah, they're going to starve to death, and there really is nothing to do about it. We could run back here real quick and try to plant some potatoes in a hot area there, but no luck. Ulf is Germanic for wolf. Thank you, Sally. So Rudolph is something about Wolf. I don't know why, but okay. More research needed. So we finished saving some power on lights. What would help us next? I think we determined earlier that nothing really would. Though it could be cool having IEDs. Do basic IEDs require chem fuel, though? Yeah. This may be why I was researching mortars earlier, to get myself chem fuel production so that I can make IED traps. To add to Santa's death-controlled base. Hey, Wizbroth, rather. Ancient Germanic name from Hjor, meaning fame, glory, honor, renown, and Ulf meaning wolf. So Rudolph's name is Famous Wolf? Why on earth was that name chosen for a reindeer? Is it entirely the alliteration between Rudolph and reindeer? Bob the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That'll work fine too. Who needs alliteration? We'll go ahead and do microelectronics. A ton of research. It unlocks things we cannot build because we don't believe in the high life or transhumanism. That's just fine. Oh, Adolf is Noble Wolf. Okay. I thought that Rudolph was Noble Wolf, but I guess not. 48 steel. So, I want to have steel saved up for the Comms Council. Again, how much is that? We can't pull it up until the research is done, unfortunately. It's one of those things I really should have memorized. But no, it doesn't say how much material you need. And maybe 100? Maybe 100? I'm not quite certain on that. Oh boy, more vomiting, more vomiting. Won't it be a great and glorious thing when we stop having quite so much in the way of food poisoning? We're cooking our cannibal meat. Let's not do that. So long as I keep running Santa back and forth, we probably have all of the steel we'll ever need. It's just a matter of thinking about what we want to build next. So bigger private bedrooms could be really, really, really cool. And I guess I want to go in this direction off of here. Instead of Rudolph, they consider naming the reindeer Rollo or Reginald. I love the idea of naming the reindeer Reginald. It is so incongruent with what I think about the name Reginald and what I think about like the happy, friendly little reindeer. I don't know. I haven't met very many Reginalds, but it feels like a fairly regal name to me. And that is just fine. Alright, how much longer until you decide if you want to join? I actually think they can join at any point, right? The character can say, right now, I would like to join your base. But at this point, they have not decided such. They have 8 more days to decide. Now, is there any way I can make them significantly happier? So a large, nice bedroom would do it. However, we don't really have any way of doing that right now. With the steel we have, we can start putting in proper flooring. How ugly is our floor here? Oh gosh, it's really ugly. Also, holy cow, our batteries are ugly. Why did I put my batteries inside initially? I must have had some reason for that. So batteries are flat, correct? Because of heat. I saw some discussion on the subreddit a while back about whether batteries like work more efficiently in the heat or the cold. Because in the real world, they do work better or worse that way. But I think in the game, they don't have that mechanic. I don't think they emit heat either. I must have had a reason for this. Oh, it may be just to give additional distance on power. I think it's exactly that. I think they're there, or they were there initially before I had this wire made, so we could have everything running off a tiny, tiny little area here without having to build any more wires. Those were the desperate first few moments of the game. We're just trying to get set up. Now that that's done, though, we can go ahead and move these outside, which would buy us a little bit more space and make this room a little less ugly. So let's make sure that there's a roof there. Oops, a roof there, rather. And we jam 2 there right now. I temporarily move a bed to a bigger room. It's a bit cheesy to do that. Previously, the bed was right here. The reason we put them in together was just so that they would stop waking each other up quite so often. But maybe it's worth doing anyway. An animal migration of hares has come through. Hello, little friends. Our food situation, while not dire, is heading that way. We need to be growing constantly now. But I think we're going to invite Santa to try to get a couple hares. They're here. Would Santa take on 12 hares simultaneously? I kind of doubt it. But how are your needs? Oh, you're looking great. Looking great, Santa. I'm going to go ahead and put down some flooring here just to improve the view a bit. Because, again, we do have the ability to... yeah, we do have the ability to get more steel pretty easily. So, hopefully this will cause these two rooms not to be awful anymore. Ideally, I'd like to get 2 hares. And I don't quite know how these are linked together. Like, if I shoot this group, will this group notice? Is it possible to pick off one without the other ones caring? Etc., etc. Okay, gene packs were created since last I played, so those need to be turned on also. Get that hauled in pretty soon. They're doing this straight across migration. I think what I'm going to do is try to fight these. How sure 3? It's 4 of them. Oh, there's even more. I am so glad I noticed that. So, had I waited till this group was gone, and then shot this group and all these came along, it'd be pretty darn bad. So hopefully we can pick off just the last few. And then we'll get our E's also. Please move in more of an orderly line. You're confusing me immensely. So this one's looking like the target, almost certainly. Now these. Okay. Please don't miss. Please don't miss. Please don't miss. Oh! Perfection! It's only got 1. I would like to get 2, but that is definitely better than nothing. Good job, Santa! And once that's dropped off, we will go ahead and do the butchering to help out Crowcate, and then we'll get on the road again. Did you not haul it in? Santa? Santa, where's the bunny? Where's the bunny, Santa? Oh, there it is. Okay. He's just getting to work on making some flooring. Good job, good job. And is this set up to do all butchering? Apparently not. I'm going to add on absolutely everything. Great. Because now we have no meals. Also surprised that Santa is preferring... Oh, I see. Okay, never mind. I was going to say I'm surprised that Santa's preferring the simple meal, but it is cooked cannibal food, which while it gives a lower amount of happiness, it does... it's still preferable. I think characters always prefer cooked food, even if they'd be very happy to eat the uncooked food. Alright. The bedroom's up to dull quality. Awful no more. The bedroom, or dining room, dull also. That's not going to lead to any kind of happiness, but it's getting closer and closer and closer. Enough here for 2 more meals. Like I said, we want to move this over to being rice, and hope with sufficient rice to keep 1 character alive for the next little while. We then turn this thing back on. And gotta finish planting that. Crowcate, please do that. Not signing growing. Alright, Fair Santa, please finish that. And it's time for another adventure. I feel like Santa has not had an opportunity to be evil recently. Been a lot of peacefulness. He stares at Crowcate somewhat suspiciously, remembering that she is also full of human meat. That said, with her cannibalism, I'm very glad that she's here. And she's at plus 20. Such joy. Cabin fever. Let's fix that real quick. Please don't freeze to death while I get rid of this. Trapped indoors. 3, numbingly cold. Just one more. You're good, you're good, you're good. Hey, go inside. Didn't lose any body parts. Wonderful. Okay, let's go and get on the road then. Again. And Santa right back to the old base. We'll get the ewes and bring them home. Hopefully they will survive, so we don't have to haul their actual meat. I am curious if they're already starving, but we'll see in a second. So bring all the human meats. You can't doctor, but bring the medicine, just a good faith effort. 3.3 days of food, that's fine. Let's go, let's go. And she has one simple meal in her pockets. That's good. That really is all the food here. So I want her to go into growing, so she's able to attend to the rice constantly. Hopefully she does not starve before Santa gets back with all the other food. Name of the ewes. We need to get 6 more? Nope, only 4 more steel for here. I'd like to continue flooring this area also. This area is less important to do so. Though it is all one big room, right? We don't have the door between them because we're sharing the heat, unfortunately, or thankfully. Also, the sheep are starting to die. No, not Dancer and Prancer and Rudolph, our red-nosed friend. There's not enough steel here for us to carry home right now. So, where is there more steel? Without digging. Now, she digs so well. So if we were to bring her here, the digging would go pretty quickly. I think Santa's only, what in digging? A 3. Yeah, it's a long time, unfortunately, to get that done. That's marble and limestone. Ancient fence. I think you get nothing from this, unfortunately. Let's go and check it out real quick. And I think there was a steel ruin down below. Is that true? No, there are some steel columns and steel urns and sarcophagi. So this will be sufficient for now. We also could take apart the steel urn here. I do like the beauty it gives, but it might be a much better idea to... much better idea to get the steel off of it. An Arctic wolf is hunting Santa. Well. well. I was not watching Santa, and, well, this may be unfortunate. This may be Santa's last stand. I wonder how much notification we actually had. I suspect it was the case that we didn't have much notification there, because I switched over almost at once. And, okay, the wolf has a permanent gunshot injury in the eye. So despite the fact that the wolf was shot in the eye, it did not do any real damage. Unfortunately. And we're in melee range, again, unfortunately. And Santa is not a doctor, again, unfortunately. Oh, goodness. Do I have any strategies in mind other than save scumming? Compare speeds to run away, I guarantee the wolf's faster. Yeah, its movement speed is 5, Santa's probably 3. Yeah. That's unfortunate. This is gonna be a dumb way to end the playthrough. Alright, good luck, Santa! Alright, so Santa's been bit in the neck. Well, that's that. It was a really fun playthrough, wasn't it? It was a really fun playthrough over multiple years. Bye, Santa. Bye, Santa. I think I'm playing an Iron Man anyway, so... Yep, you can save. We could Alt F4, but that was fun. I'm glad we had a good time. What an unfortunate way to die. This is one of those cases where, yes, it is possible that I could have been watching all the way through and like said, okay, well, because of the kind of map predator animals are looking for humans to eat, it's entirely possible that the Santa might get picked up, but I just didn't think about it. Yeah, not dead yet, except unfortunately, he can't, well, he can do medicine. It's not restricted. All right, you're right. You're absolutely right. I thought it was restricted, that he couldn't do it at all. Now, the medicine's here. For right now, I think we want to 10 with no medicine and just see what happens. Go, Santa, go! Oh gosh, you're real bad at that. Oh gosh, you're real bad. Right, the one thing we could do is pull up dev mode and heal Santa up. 3 hours. Oh boy, come on, Santa. 2 hours. Santa's downed. All right, that will be that. Unfortunate way to die. Like, don't feel great about that one because, yeah, it's one of those cases where had we noticed the wolf was there, I would have disengaged and at least shot it once. That's a case where we did shoot it once. We hit its head, but not in a way that did any substantial damage. So, I don't know. I'm not going to let Santa die because the spirit of Santa lives on in our hearts for a whole nother year. I think we'll maybe see if Santa comes back to life next year for next Cannibal Santa playthrough. Sounds like a real fun time. And I'm very, very proud of the base we managed to make here. Yep. We'll see. But yeah, I think if we'd gone for the medicine there, it would have taken too much time. 4 hours, like, it's taking like half an hour to get here, maybe a full hour, so no luck, new luck. Do you really want the spirit of Santa to live on? Yes! Every year we play as Cannibal Santa. I'm gonna go ahead and save the game here, and maybe we'll go ahead and bring him back next year. I'm gonna turn the camera back on. I know it makes your eyes hurt to see the moire, but I'd like to say goodbye with my face, not just with my words, so I'll go ahead and become Big Resorty real quick. It's not as bad, but I won't wear the shirt again. Thank you all very much for hanging out. It's a very silly playthrough we do with Cannibal Santa. Definitely not how we normally play the game, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun for sure. And what's most fun of all, though, is hanging out with you folks. So I hope it's the case that you folks have a lovely holiday season, a lovely new year, though I will be back before the new year. And yeah, I'll be taking 2 days off next week. I won't be here on my Sunday or Monday. Nope, sorry, my Monday or Tuesday, which is your Sunday or Monday. Next week, we may play some more Dwarf Fortress. I'm kind of back and forth on that. Though Dwarf Fortress is a great game that is, very well regarded, I haven't found a great way to stream it yet. It feels like I'm just kind of pushing buttons and doing this and that as opposed to like really telling an engaging story. So I want to find a better way to stream it before I play it again. So next week, I'm not sure what we're doing, but we'll have some fun. We'll be here again together. Take care of yourselves. Stay warm. And you'll be in Santa's heart. And maybe, if you're lucky, in his stomach. Goodbye. Thank you. See you again real soon.